Chapter 1741, Contending for the Myriad Colors Water. The myriad colors water did not slowly emerge, but was sprayed out by a great force. That's why this place is called the gushing land, well deserved. The myriad colors water was only the size of a fist, it was ejected with a hazy light and an infinite number of colors. At the moment of seeing the myriad colors water, many divine venerables had a moment of loss of consciousness. The influence of the real myriad colors water was greater than the virtual image projected by Madame Yu. Lin Mo's gaze narrowed slightly, and he instantly transformed into a stream of light, rushing out to grab the myriad colors water. As he made his move, many divine sovereigns with powerful souls also took action. A total of 7 drops of myriad colors water were ejected simultaneously, and the divine sovereigns each chose a target and began to snatch them. Although Lin Mo's cultivation was the lowest, his reaction was not slow at all. He caught up with the myriad colors water almost instantly. Go back. A sharp sword light swept over. If Lin Mo continued to reach out, he would inevitably be struck by the sword light. An attack from a divine sovereign realm would definitely kill a small divine king like Lin Mo. Lin Mo was already prepared, and a golden body talisman appeared in his hand and was activated fiercely. Golden armor emerged, blocking the sword light. In a deafening roar, the armor and the sword light collapsed simultaneously. At this moment, Lin Mo took out another golden body talisman and activated it instantly. Just in time, a fist carrying flames came from behind. Golden armor appeared again, colliding with the fiery fist. The result was another collapse. Immediately afterwards, Lin Mo took out the third golden body talisman and activated it again. At this moment, he was very close to the myriad colors water, only one step away. You're courting death. A golden light appeared in his vision. A golden eagle clan divine sovereign arrived first, rushing in front of Lin Mo. The golden battle blade in his hand slashed down, and at the same time, a golden galaxy of laws poured down, turning into countless golden lights, all slashing down together. This attack reached the third tier of the divine sovereign realm, which was more powerful than the previous two. The golden body talisman couldn't block it. The space around Lin Mo twisted, and 2 huge legion rulers appeared beside him. They swung their battle blades, blocking this attack for Lin Mo. The 2 legion rulers were blasted away, but they were not injured. They quickly killed their way back. A galaxy of laws also appeared above their heads, and a legion roar could be faintly heard from the galaxy of laws. Before summoning them, Lin Mo had already allowed the Bone Dragon and Death Knight to enter the galaxy of laws, directly activating the domination skill. As the strongest defensive unit in the Undead Legion, it was not easy for cultivators of the same realm to kill the Legion rulers. The Legion rulers entangled the Golden Eagle Clan Divine Sovereign. However, after being blocked by the Golden Eagle Clan Divine Sovereign, the distance between Lin Mo and the myriad colors water widened again. At this time, Divine Sovereign Chuo had already chased behind Lin Mo. A galaxy of laws full of flames appeared above his head. In an instant, the starry sky turned into a sea of fire. Lin Mo's whole body shone with golden light, and the golden body talisman once again transformed into golden armor, blocking the sea of fire. However, cracks appeared in the golden armor in the blink of an eye. Facing a divine sovereign who had mobilized the power of the galaxy of laws, the golden body talisman was somewhat insufficient. Burn you to death. Divine Sovereign Chuo revealed a cruel smile. Lin Mo ignored Divine Sovereign Chuo and continued to rush towards the myriad colors water. At the same time, a large stack of golden body talismans appeared in his hand. The moment the golden armor shattered, he activated another one. Each golden body talisman could buy him about 2 seconds. Divine Sovereign Chuo was stunned and screamed, "How can there be so many?" Lin Mo ignored this guy. Sword light flickered in front of him. A divine sovereign came on a sword, rushing towards the myriad colors water. Lin Mo recognized him. He was the divine sovereign from the 100 Faces clan who had slashed him with a sword before. The 100 Faces clan was a race that was neither strong nor weak. From birth, its members possessed 100 appearances and 100 body types. Moreover, after they reached adulthood, they could freely transform between these 100 body types and appearances, so they were called the 100 Faces clan. At this moment, the 100 Faces clan divine sovereign looked like a human, but he was very short, only 1 meter tall. Stepping on a flying sword, he surpassed Lin Mo and rushed towards the myriad colors water at an astonishing speed. Just as he was about to touch the myriad colors water, suddenly the sword light soared, and the 100 Faces clan divine sovereign flew backwards in response. As the sword light slashed out, a black shadow emerged from the sword light. The black shadow was wearing a cloak. It was the Divine Sovereign from the Shadow Clan. Unbeknownst to him, the Shadow Clan Divine Sovereign had already arrived at the edge of the Myriad Colors water. If the Hundred Faces Clan Divine Sovereign hadn't arrived, he would have succeeded. Lin Mo was not surprised at all. He had already seen the Shadow Clan Divine Sovereign. At this moment, he was connected to the undead vision. Soul flames were clearly displayed in his vision, and no one could hide. The Shadow Clan Divine Sovereign retreated in the sword light, temporarily losing the opportunity to collect the Myriad Colors water. At this time, several other Divine Sovereigns rushed over from different directions. The Golden Eagle Clan Divine Sovereign roared, his whole body bursting with golden light. He suddenly broke away from the entanglement of the Legion rulers and rushed towards the Myriad Colors water at an astonishing speed. Among all races, the Golden Eagle Clan Divine Sovereign was the fastest. Once he succeeded, it would be difficult for others to get it back. Lin Mo pointed his finger, and a touch of red light flashed. Fusion spell, time curse. The Golden Eagle Clan Divine Sovereign let out a scream, and his speed suddenly slowed down. The severe pain in his soul made it unbearable. Lin Mo had reached the 7th tier of the Divine Sovereign realm. Although he could not harm the Divine Sovereign, he could let the Divine Sovereign experience the pain at the soul level. The Myriad Colors water is mine. At this time, a flying python clan Divine Sovereign came to the Myriad Colors water and opened his mouth to swallow the Myriad Colors water. Several white sword lights lit up, killing into its mouth with incomparable sharpness. The sword light pierced through its big mouth, and the flying python clan Divine Sovereign retreated as if electrocuted. 10 skeleton Divine Generals appeared beside Lin Mo, killing towards the various Divine Sovereigns. He did not seek to defeat the Divine Sovereigns of the various races, as long as he could entangle them for a moment, that would be enough. Lin Mo accelerated again, rushing towards the Myriad Colors water. Divine Sovereign Chuo behind him was chasing closely, and the galaxy of laws fell into a sea of fire, continuously burning Lin Mo. However, Lin Mo had too many golden body talismans, one after another, and he could not use them all. The skeleton Divine General stood in front of Lin Mo, waving his sword energy, blocking Divine Sovereign Chuo for Lin Mo. Get out of the way! Divine Sovereign Chuo roared in anger, and the sea of fire became more intense, but it had no effect. The skeleton Divine General was also at the 2nd tier of the Divine Sovereign realm, not weaker than him. He was fearless of death, unafraid of pain, and his sword stance was even more fierce. On the contrary, Divine Sovereign Chuo had to be very careful of the skeleton Divine General's bone sword. The skeleton Divine General directly adopted a style of fighting that exchanged injuries for injuries and lives for lives, making him extremely aggrieved. Lin Mo approached the Myriad Colors water again. As long as he reached out, he could grasp the Myriad Colors water. At this time, a layer of black mist enveloped him. The Shadow Clan Divine Sovereign used a secret technique and suddenly appeared in front of Lin Mo. A dagger directly smeared towards Lin Mo's neck. The golden armor shattered under the dagger, and this attack was extremely powerful. Lin Mo reacted extremely quickly. He was prepared, and a Divine Sovereign's head appeared in his hand. The head instantly turned into ashes. Stellar level spell, corpse explosion. Boom! In the violent explosion, the Shadow Clan Divine Sovereign was blown away, screaming and flying backwards. The Shadow Clan's defense was not strong, and they were originally not good at head-on combat. They were good at sneak attacks, but they were met with Lin Mo's fierce counterattack. His body was blown to pieces, and half of his life was gone. Without any more obstacles, Lin Mo grabbed the Myriad Colors water. Chapter 1742. Saying I'll kill you first means I'll kill you first. The Myriad Colors water struggled violently in his palm. As a material for the other shore realm, it was not so easy to subdue. Lin Mo knew how to deal with it. Soul power surged, suppressing the Myriad Colors water. At this time, a yellow light appeared above his head, and a high mountain appeared out of thin air. This God Lord had been hiding in the shadows, only to strike now that I began subduing the Myriad Color water. I've been waiting for you. Lin Mo lightly smiled, having discovered him long ago with his undead vision. This was a Sand Clan God Lord, wielding a treasure similar to a sand dune. The treasure transformed into a sand dune mountain, pressing down from above. Space twisted and shattered layer by layer. This sand dune was a God Lord level treasure, its weight immeasurable, even space couldn't bear it. Lin Mo remained calm, the bone hell expanding fiercely. The bone hell enveloped the surroundings, instantly marking the sand dune upon impact. Lin Mo locked onto his soul, and 4 Golden Eagle Clan, 040, God Lord slaves charged out. 2 of the Golden Eagle Clan God Lord slaves crashed into the sand dune treasure with all their might, sending the sand dune flying, but they were also sent flying back. The other 2 directly entangled with the Sand Clan God Lord, engaging in a fierce battle. The bone hell almost covered all the surrounding God Lords, marking each one. While subduing the myriad color water, Lin Mo coldly said, "Time to start killing. I always keep my word, and the first to die will be you." He looked at the Crimson Fire God Lord, and 100 skeleton God Generals appeared around him. The skeleton God Generals instantly surrounded him, their sword energy crisscrossing, tearing the Crimson Fire God Lord's flesh apart. The Crimson Fire God Lord screamed incessantly, attempting to break through time and again, but the skeleton God Generals blocked him each time. He was only at the 2nd rank of the God Lord realm, and facing 100 skeleton God Generals of the same realm, he had no chance of survival. A river of laws appeared above the heads of the skeleton God Generals, the white bone river of laws filled with white bones, appearing incredibly terrifying. White bones rained down from the river of laws, the skeleton God Generals seeming to be draped in a layer of white light, their combat power increasing severalfold. In less than a minute, the seemingly powerful Crimson Fire God Lord was dismembered by the 100 skeleton God Generals. Lin Mo kept his word, saying he would kill him first, and so he did. The death of the Crimson Fire God Lord shocked all the God Lords. During the battles for the myriad color water, God Lords were often injured, and occasionally one would die. But dying so quickly, so early, was rare. What are these things? Are they human puppets? Why are there God Lord level puppets? How can he, a God King, control so many puppets? His soul is strong, he can even subdue the myriad color water, it's at least a 4th grade mid-level soul. This is a top genius of the human race. Run, those puppets are coming to kill us. The God Lords quickly discussed. Seeing the skeleton God Generals killing the Crimson Fire God Lord and then charging towards them, they were immediately frightened and scattered like birds and beasts. Several God Lords broke free from their entanglements and fled into the distance. The Sand Clan God Lord was entangled by the 4 Golden Eagle Clan God Lord slaves and couldn't escape. The Golden Eagle Clan was known for its speed, and once entangled, it would give any clan a headache. Just as the Shadow Clan God Lord was about to escape, another boom sounded on his body. Another corpse explosion landed on him, Lin Mo using the fresh corpse of the Crimson Fire God Lord to hit him. Amidst the explosion, the Shadow Clan God Lord died on the spot, dying so decisively that he didn't even scream. The Sand Clan God Lord's expression changed drastically, despair appearing in his eyes. Lin Mo didn't disappoint him, the skeleton God Generals had already surrounded him, and the result was already determined. The myriad color water no longer struggled and was finally subdued. Lin Mo put it away and looked into the distance. A total of 7 drops of myriad color water had appeared this time, he had taken 1, and there were still 6 being fought over. The air was filled with the aura of battle, and powerful energy surged. The closest battlefield was only 5 million kilometers away from Lin Mo. Judging by the way they were fighting, Lin Mo could completely join in. However, Lin Mo didn't go, instead looking at another place. At the place where the myriad color water had previously gushed out, there was faintly a fist-sized hole. The hole was hidden very deep, various colors drifting out from it, blending into the environment of the starry sky. Even God Lords would find it difficult to discover its existence. But in the eyes of a beyond realm soul, the hole was nowhere to hide. Soul power surged, the soul eye fully opened, looking into the depths of the hole. Lin Mo saw layers of folds, layers of space forming a passage, leading directly to the depths. Space had been shattered by the myriad color water, revealing the deepest parts. What is this? Lin Mo's eyes narrowed, he saw infinite colors in the deepest part of space. These colors came from the myriad color water. When he looked more closely, he was even more shocked. Inside, it was actually a well. The myriad color water gushed out from this well. To be precise, the black tide surged, forming a squeezing force in the deep layers of space. In the end, what was squeezed was not the myriad color water, but this well. The myriad color water that gushed out was only a drop, but how much myriad color water was in this well? It was immeasurable, at least tens of thousands of drops, or even more. If I could get this well. A thought arose in Lin Mo's mind, although it was somewhat unrealistic, it didn't seem impossible. Since seeing this well full of myriad color water, Lin Mo had lost interest in the gushing myriad color water. He began to think about how to get this well. He didn't even bother with the Sand Clan God Lord who was still fighting nearby. Killing God Lords was a trivial matter, he could leave it to the skeleton God Generals. Refining the myriad color water requires soul power. Then refining this well full of myriad color water will definitely also require soul power. I possess a beyond realm soul, and with the talent tree and the 9-colored dragon soul crystal, I can continuously recover soul power, so soul power shouldn't be a problem. Then the key question is, how to get to the well. The well is in the deepest part of space, ordinary methods will definitely not reach it. It is said that only those in the beyond realm who have mastered the rules of space can reach it. I wonder if space laws will work. Perhaps I can try. With a thought, the sounds of Buddhist chanting echoed in his ears. The Buddha Kingdom Lich appeared beside him, and Lin Mo simultaneously used the truth-seeking art. The truth-seeking art evoked the laws of fate, returning a glimpse of the future. Lin Mo used the well as an anchor point, but before the picture could be fully presented, it shattered with a boom. 4.1. Is the existence of the well too elusive? Even the laws of fate cannot depict it. Lin Mo had a vague understanding in his heart, knowing why it had failed. The existence of the well was magical, it was elusive. However, this further strengthened his desire to obtain the well. He carefully observed the other god lords, discovering that none of them had looked at the hole where the myriad color water had gushed out. It was clear that these divine sovereigns hadn't noticed the existence of the water well at all. Lin Moyu was calculating the time in his mind, figuring out the duration from when the myriad-colored water spurted out until the hole closed. A miserable scream rang in his ears. After persisting for 5 minutes, the Sand Tribe Divine Sovereign finally died under the siege of the Skeleton Divine Generals. Lin Moyu didn't care about this. He was still calculating the time. Time passed by second, and the remaining 6 drops of myriad-colored water gradually found their owners. Chapter 1743. If you don't escape now, there won't be a chance later. The Yu family obtained a drop of myriad-colored water, while the Demon Clan, Golden Eagle Clan, and Buddhist Clan each obtained a drop. The other 3 drops also found their respective owners, something Lin Moyu didn't care about. In his calculations, the hole finally closed. 20 minutes, the hole will close after 20 minutes. He was watching not only the hole in front of him, but also the other holes. The closing time of all 7 holes was the same, 20 minutes. Lin Moyu pondered his plan. 20 minutes should be enough. To be safe, I'll stay inside for a maximum of 15 minutes, and I must return after 15 minutes. I don't know what the deepest layer of space is like, whether there will be other dangers inside. This is a variable, so I must be careful. Never mind, I have to try it anyway. Lin Moyu took a deep breath, having made his decision. He stood still with his eyes closed, quietly sensing the spatial distortions under the black tide, waiting for the arrival of the next surge. The skeleton divine generals surrounded him, protecting him. Lin Moyu suddenly felt several gazes fall upon him, gazes that were extremely sharp, as if substantial. He felt as though he was being locked onto by someone's soul. Opening his eyes, he saw 9 Golden Eagle Clan divine sovereigns staring at him with ill intent. They were still far away from him, not approaching. Lin Moyu roughly understood what was happening and didn't take it to heart. 9 Golden Eagle Clan divine sovereigns, one of whom was a high-rank divine sovereign, with the remaining 8 concentrated between the 2nd and 5th ranks of the divine sovereign realm. If they really fought, it would be troublesome, but there was no need to be afraid. The high-rank divine sovereign would be difficult to kill, but the others could be left behind. Lin Moyu only glanced at them indifferently before saying anything more. On the other side, the Demon Clan divine sovereigns noticed this and sneered. The Golden Eagle Clan and the Demon Clan were enemies. Seeing the Human Clan and the Golden Eagle Clan in conflict, they were happy to watch from the sidelines. It would be best if both sides were injured, so they could take advantage. Lin Moyu's earlier performance had been noticed by many divine sovereigns. A divine king actually possessed such combat power, with so many divine sovereign realm puppets, shocking everyone. Regardless of whether Lin Moyu relied on his own strength or the powerful combat power of the puppets, it had to be admitted that he was a terrifying genius. A true, top-tier, terrifying genius. If possible, everyone present except for the Human Clan wanted to kill Lin Moyu. No one wanted to see such a genius emerge from the human clan. The gazes of the divine sovereigns of various clans were already very clear, and an invisible killing intent was spreading. Worry was evident in the eyes of the Yu family, as they were concerned for Lin Moyu. Yu Chengfeng said in a low voice, "No matter what, we must protect Mr. Lin. We know, we will risk our lives to protect Mr. Lin. Mr. Lin said he has trump cards, so we don't need to worry too much." The surge had returned to a brief calm. Beneath the seemingly peaceful surface, a more dangerous crisis was hidden. But right now, all the clans were waiting for the appearance of the myriad-colored water. Once the battle for the myriad-colored water was over, they would definitely attack Lin Moyu. Suddenly, a voice broke the silence of this world. "I know who he is Lin Moyu. Lin Moyu." Dozens of eyes suddenly lit up. Lin Moyu of the human clan. This name had been circulating among the various clans in recent years. As divine sovereigns of their respective clans, they had all heard of him. So it's him, the guy the human clan calls the second god of war. I thought the human clan was exaggerating to save face, but now it seems it's not an exaggeration. This child is indeed very strong. If he grows up, he might break the balance between the clans. If the human clan produces a second god of war, then all the clans will be wiped out. Even if we can barely survive, life won't be good. Therefore, I suggest we kill him before he grows up. The divine sovereigns of various clans discussed among themselves, not caring about Lin Moyu's feelings at all, openly discussing the matter of Lin Moyu's life and death. No matter how strong Lin Moyu was, he was only a divine king. They had already seen the puppets earlier, and they were only at the strength of the second or third rank of the divine sovereign realm. Facing a high-ranked divine sovereign, Lin Moyu had no chance of survival. So they were unscrupulous and didn't care. Some divine sovereigns sneered and retreated. "That's a problem for your clans. We have no conflict with the human clan. Even if the human clan becomes stronger, it won't do anything to us." "That's right, you have grudges with the human clan, that's your business. We don't want to provoke the human clan. If you want to act, do it yourself, don't drag us down." The human clan was a powerful clan, and a powerful clan among powerful clans. Many clans didn't want to provoke the human clan. Lin Moyu didn't care about their words at all. He was still quietly sensing the darkness, sensing the spatial fluctuations. He naturally heard what these divine sovereigns said, but so what? If they really wanted to act, he wouldn't be afraid. If they wanted to kill him, they would have to ask his undead legion for permission first. Just the 50 million second-rank divine sovereign skeleton divine generals were enough for them to kill for many days. It was important to know that each skeleton divine general had 5 chances to be resurrected. And he could keep summoning them. After activating the source incantation, the soul-shooting bow could kill high-rank divine sovereigns. In another half-day, the ancient talisman Jade Tablet could also kill high-rank divine sovereigns. With Yu Chengfeng and the others present, cooperating with his undead legion, it was hard to say who would kill whom. The final result was likely that the high-rank divine sovereigns would escape, and all the divine sovereigns below the high rank would die here. The spatial surge under the black tide suddenly became intense, and Lin Moyu could feel a huge power accumulating. It's starting. The second round of surges was about to begin, and Lin Moyu was also preparing to carry out his plan. All the divine sovereigns sensed the black tide surge and fell silent one by one. The most urgent task was not to kill Lin Moyu, but to collect the myriad-colored water. In the face of immediate interests, the matter of Lin Moyu was temporarily put aside. Everything would be dealt with after the myriad-colored water was collected. The surge of the black tide grew stronger, and strange lights appeared, indicating the specific location where the myriad-colored water would appear in this round. All the divine sovereigns moved closer to their chosen locations. Yu Chengfeng and the others also aimed at a location. The 7 of them combined together had powerful combat power, and their probability of obtaining the myriad-colored water was extremely high. The divine sovereigns of various clans were doing roughly the same thing, and a new battle for the myriad-colored water was about to begin. This time, Lin Moyu remained motionless. At this moment, he was a full 300,000 kilometers away from the nearest gushing spring. From a distance, it seemed that only Lin Moyu was left in the starry sky. What is he going to do? Is he planning to give up? Possibly, he's planning to wait for us to fight over it, then slip away and run. If he doesn't run now, he won't be able to leave later. The divine sovereigns of various races watched Lin Moyu with sneers, seemingly wanting to see how Lin Moyu would escape. Yu Chengfeng and the others also watched Lin Moyu, but they didn't think Lin Moyu would run. The feeling Lin Moyu gave him wasn't that of someone who would back down in the face of difficulty, but rather someone who would knowingly walk into danger. Lin Moyu must have anticipated this situation. He didn't even have to come originally, but he still came. Moreover, how could Madame Yu not have anticipated this situation? Clearly, Madame Yu had confidence in Lin Moyu. Since that was the case, they didn't seem to need to worry too much. Light flashed, and the water of myriad colors, with its hazy glow, gushed out again. The second round of eruption produced a full 8 drops. Chapter 1744, That Well. The divine sovereigns of various races moved upon hearing the water, and a new round of competition began again. Mixed with hazy and dreamlike colors, the divine sovereigns went all out. In the previous round, they might have held back somewhat, probing each other, but this round they truly used their full strength. One dazzling river of laws after another emerged, reflecting the starry sky, making this already dreamy world even more splendid. The pressure of the high-level divine sovereigns swept out, their attacks already carrying a trace of the power of rules, greatly increasing their attack power. The divine sovereigns chased after the water of myriad colors, refusing to yield to each other. Only Lin Moyu did not participate in the snatching. In the eyes of most divine sovereigns, he had already given up, and would take this opportunity to escape. However, everyone could understand that this was the correct choice. After the water of myriad colors gushed out, Lin Moyu always paid attention to the spatial crack. The power of space rolled within the crack, very unstable, and he knew that now was not a good time to enter. After waiting for more than 10 seconds, the power of space finally stabilized, forming a stable passage. The scene inside had become clear, and the well was deep inside, flashing with colorful light. The wings of the undead suddenly unfolded, and the source spell was activated at the same time, Lin Moyu's aura instantly rising and elevating. His realm rapidly increased, and layers of realm restrictions were broken in an instant. In an instant, Lin Moyu broke the barrier between Divine King and Divine Sovereign, and a dazzling river of stars appeared above his head. The gray and white river of laws shone brightly above his head. The river of laws was extremely large and beautiful, even more powerful than the rivers of laws of the other Divine Sovereigns. Behind Lin Moyu, a strange star, also gray and white, slowly rose, like a bright moon illuminating the river of laws. The river of stars was illuminated by the strange star, becoming even more powerful, and the aura of gray and white colors was freely scattered in the starry sky. Strange phenomena arose, attracting the attention of many people. The divine sovereigns all revealed shocked expressions. Law phenomenon, what law is this? Star river bright moon, law phenomenon, Lin Moyu's law is extraordinary. Very few laws can produce phenomena, Lin Moyu's law should be in the first echelon. As expected of a top genius, he actually comprehended the first echelon law, we must not let this kind of person live. He used a secret technique to forcibly raise his realm to divine sovereign, what does he want to do? The divine sovereigns were knowledgeable and could see that Lin Moyu had used a secret technique to forcibly raise his realm. But this kind of secret technique most likely came at a price, Lin Moyu's sudden action was puzzling. Lin Moyu's realm rapidly increased, breaking into Divine Sovereign in 1 second, and after another second, he had firmly reached Divine Sovereign 5th order. Then the wings of the undead vibrated violently, and a peculiar aura spread from the wings of the undead. The aura affected the space, causing the space to distort. Everyone was shocked again, even the competition for the water of myriad colors became less intense. At this moment, Lin Moyu was the real focus, even the water of myriad colors had to step aside. It's the law of space. Lin Moyu actually possesses the law of space. It's not possessing the law of space, but his spell can trigger the law of space. That's also amazing. If he truly breaks into Divine Sovereign, it's entirely possible for him to comprehend the law of space. The law of space is ethereal and difficult to comprehend, but he has this possibility with his spell. No, we must kill him now. We can give up the water of myriad colors, but killing him is imperative. The Demon Race Divine Sovereign and the Golden Eagle Race Divine Sovereign seemed to have made a decision at this moment. They tacitly decided to give up the competition for the water of myriad colors and kill Lin Moyu first. If Lin Moyu were to grow, he would become a major concern for both races in less than 1,000 years. At this moment, Lin Moyu suddenly moved. He appeared at the place where the spring had previously gushed out the water of myriad colors as if teleporting, and then crashed into it headfirst. Boom! The space shook violently, and everyone heard a loud noise, as if something had been broken through. Lin Moyu had disappeared from everyone's sight. The divine sovereigns who had just decided to kill Lin Moyu looked around, but could not find Lin Moyu. Even if Lin Moyu wanted to leave, it was impossible for him to leave without leaving a trace. His aura disappeared, and the soul lock was also broken. Where did he go? I don't know, I didn't see it. Did he just escape like that? Forcibly raising his realm to divine sovereign with a spell, showing the law phenomenon, and showing such an amazing spell, is it just to escape? It's unreasonable. Lin Moyu didn't escape, definitely not. Then where did he go? All the divine sovereigns were puzzled, and really couldn't understand. Yu Chengfeng also watched this scene. As a high-level divine sovereign of the Yu family, there was a beyond-realm ancestor in the family, and the family's inheritance was extremely long. He suddenly realized something. His whole body trembled violently. Could it be, Mr. Lin went there? His eyes revealed disbelief, but the more he thought about it, the more likely it seemed. Especially Lin Moyu showing the law of space, further confirmed his guess. His eyes became excited, and he immediately transmitted a message to several of his clansmen. When Mr. comes out later, we must protect Mr. even if we die. We can die, but Mr. cannot. This time the tone was different from before. Before it was to try their best to protect Lin Moyu, now it was to protect Lin Moyu even if they died. Several divine sovereigns of the Yu family understood the meaning in Yu Chengfeng's words, and nodded one after another, their eyes flashing with determination. A golden eagle race divine sovereign suddenly realized something. His eyes changed sharply, his killing intent soared to the sky, and he whispered, when Lin Moyu comes out, we will kill him with all our strength, we must not let him live. The demon race also released the same words. On the other side, the Forbidden News Buddha in the Buddhist race suddenly said, if Lin Moyu comes out, find a way to kill him. The Vajra Buddha was a little puzzled. What about the human race Saint Sovereign? Lin Moyu said that if he died, the human race Saint Sovereign would immediately kill into the Buddhist race. Although he didn't know if it was true or false, he would rather believe it than not. The Forbidden News Buddha shook his head. Actually, killing Lin Moyu is secondary, the main thing is for that well. That well? Several Buddhas were puzzled, wondering what that well was. However, the Forbidden News Buddha did not explain much, simply instructing them to comply. The strong Zhao Li's clan knows much more information than the weaker races. Upon reaching a certain level, one will naturally know that beneath the myriad-colored water lies a well that can spout myriad-colored water. Contending for the myriad-colored water usually yields only a few drops, a dozen drops at most. But if one could obtain a well, the amount of myriad-colored water obtained would be immeasurable. However, both Yu Chengfeng and the Forbidden News Buddha knew how difficult it was to obtain that well. The clan's other shore, saintly Venerable, ancient Buddha, and Buddha ancestor had all tried it in their youth, but all ended in failure. Even the starry sky fishmen, who were skilled in spatial laws, had failed to obtain it. The possibility of Lin Moyu succeeding was not high. But at the same time, they also hoped that Lin Moyu would succeed. After all, he was a genius. Seizing the well from Lin Moyu's hands would be much easier than collecting it from the deep space. The atmosphere in the arena began to turn strange. The battle for the myriad-colored water continued, but the several powerful clan divine venerables were clearly no longer interested. Chapter 1745. The First Echelon of Law Lineages. The colorful hues flashed past him like shooting stars, darting backward. Lin Moyu entered a fantastical passage, heading towards an unknown place. He kept his sights locked on that well. The myriad-colored water within it was incredibly beautiful. It appeared that he was not far from the well, but in reality, it was frighteningly distant. Lin Moyu constantly vibrated his wings of the undead, using them to stimulate the laws of space, using the laws of space as oars, to travel in the ocean of the world. The well slowly grew larger in his vision. He was approaching it. Immense pressure swept in from all directions. The space seemed to be compressed, becoming heavy. His flesh bloomed with golden light. The Divine King golden body automatically activated, resisting the immense pressure. The pressure targeted the flesh, and also the soul. The soul world also endured immense pressure, even greater than the flesh. The soul world bloomed with purple light, noble and unmatched, keeping the pressure out. Lin Moyu felt relatively relaxed, but if it were any other divine venerable, the outcome would not be the same. Just the fleshly body alone would be difficult to bear. The fleshly body of a divine venerable might not necessarily reach the divine king realm. Even if they reached the divine king realm, they might not have the divine king golden body. In this aspect, ordinary divine venerables were far inferior to Lin Mo Yu. Not to mention the soul level, the 5th grade Other Shore Realm soul was not a joke. Although the realm was insufficient, the soul power was not strong enough, but the quality of the realm was there, it was not fake. Whether it was the pressure on the flesh or the soul, it was all within Lin Mo Yu's tolerance. Time passed by, Lin Mo Yu continued to forge ahead, finally approaching the well. He seemed to break through a layer of separation between worlds, an unusual aura constantly poured in, as if entering another world. The world before him was colorful and incomparably beautiful. Looking up, he could actually see the scenes in the dark void. Above his head, many divine venerables were fighting to the death for the myriad-colored water. The location where he was seemed to be only a line away from those divine venerables. It was a very magical perspective. He could see them, but they could not see him. Lin Mo Yu's heart was as clear as a mirror, knowing that in reality, he was hundreds of millions of miles away from them. In the short period of time just now, he had repeatedly urged the wings of the undead, stimulated the laws of space, constantly traversing space. He did not know how far he had flown to get here. The difficulty was simply not something that ordinary divine venerables could do. He only glanced at them before retracting his gaze. Now that he was in the deepest part of space, there was no time to waste. The ancient well containing the myriad-colored water was right in front of him. Just as he was about to reach out and touch the ancient well, suddenly layers of undercurrents surged up in the deep space. Not good. Lin Mo Yu sensed the undercurrent, but it was too late. He had come too quickly. An invisible spatial force suddenly arose, pushing him away. Soul power rolled at all costs, stimulating the wings of the undead, constantly vibrating, and scattering the laws of space to resist. Lin Mo Yu was like a lone sail in a huge wave, fighting against the invisible giant wave. He collided again and again, retreated again and again, and counterattacked again and again. The eye of the soul opened. Lin Mo Yu seemed to see some unusual scenes. New law lineages appeared in his vision, law lineages that had never appeared before. The law lineages emitted a faint silver glow, almost transparent. If one did not look carefully, one would not see them at all. In the faint light of the law lineages, there seemed to be runes contained. Runes could interpret laws, but it was the first time he had seen runes contained in law lineages. This is the law lineage of the law of space. The first echelon of law lineages actually contains runes. Lin Mo Yu was shocked. This discovery surprised him. Suddenly a sense of weakness came from his soul. At this time the time for the origin spell had arrived. The soul realm dropped like a tide, and the law lineages also disappeared from his vision. Lin Mo Yu's eyes showed a slight disappointment, but there was also a hint of excitement. He already knew that the first echelon law lineages were not invisible, but needed to be revealed in a specific environment and under specific conditions. Knowing this, Lin Mo Yu had greater confidence in comprehending other laws after becoming a divine venerable. Whether or not one could see the law lineages had completely different effects on comprehending the laws. If one could find a way to make the laws manifest, that would naturally be the best. But the manifestation of laws was a matter of chance. Since Lin Mo Yu embarked on the path of cultivation, he had only seen his undying law manifest. Even the Lost Star Sea in the Human Emperor cultivation ground did not have law manifestation. Lin Mo Yu tried to stabilize his body in the spatial storm with an excited mood. This time entering the deep space, even if he did not get the ancient well, just the discovery of the law lineages was worth the price. The invisible giant wave finally subsided temporarily. Lin Mo Yu quickly rushed to the ancient well. He did not reach out immediately. His soul was now terribly weak, his strength was exhausted, and he was in a state of depletion. Lin Mo Yu's eyes flashed. Relying on the little soul power he had just recovered, he activated the origin spell again. His realm soared, reaching the 5th order divine venerable in just 2 seconds, and then broke through again, reaching the 6th order divine venerable. Forcibly surpassing the limit and rising to the 6th order divine venerable, the soul shattered like a bubble. A purple light flashed, and Lin Mo Yu instantly completed his rebirth. The soul was reborn, and his strength was restored to its peak. In his peak state, Lin Mo Yu reached out and pressed his hand on the ancient well. Boom! The ancient well shook violently, as if the entire deep space was shaking. The soul world rumbled, like an earthquake. The next second, the myriad-colored water poured into the soul world, turning into a giant wave and impacting the soul world. The purple jade barrier of the soul world lost its effect, and the myriad-colored water directly passed through the purple jade barrier and rushed towards the soul. Lin Moyu knew that this was a test, just like when he subdued the myriad-colored water. If he could not withstand it, he would not be qualified to obtain the ancient well. The myriad-colored water was a material of the other shore realm. The level of the ancient well that could contain the myriad-colored water would only be higher. Even without intelligence, it would not be easy to subdue a treasure of this level. With his other shore realm soul, he might have a chance. At the same time, he also had some doubts in his heart. Why did those existences of the other shore realm not come to subdue the ancient well? Was it because of the law of space that they could not reach here? Lin Moyu did not think so. With the means of the other shore realm, forcibly changing the rules, there would always be a way to come over. Even if the other shore realm doesn't work, the Saint Venerable will definitely be able to reach it. But if the Saint Venerable could obtain the ancient well, why would they come to snatch the myriad-colored water? How could they possibly be interested in a mere myriad-colored water? This shows that the Saint Venerables have not obtained the ancient well either. That's strange. While Lin Moy was feeling doubtful, he had already made ample preparations to withstand the impact from the myriad-colored water. The myriad-colored water transformed into a water dragon in the soul world, pouncing towards his soul. The talent giant tree stretched out countless branches, whipping at the myriad-colored water. However, the myriad-colored water completely ignored the talent giant tree's whipping. Its target was only Lin Moy. The 9-colored dragon soul crystal roared and charged towards the water dragon, but it was directly knocked away by the water dragon. The difference between the two was significant, and the 9-colored dragon soul crystal returned without success. The soul shooting bow appeared in the soul's hand, and soul power surged. A purple arrow shot into the water dragon's head. Chapter 1746. Ancestral Water Well, Starry Sky Behemoth arrives. The myriad-colored water dragon's head was blasted apart, but it quickly healed again, suffering no damage. The soul continuously drew the bow, and for a time, arrows rained down. One soul and one bow, yet it produced the effect of an army. Hundreds of arrows flew out every second, striking the myriad-colored water dragon's body. Rumbling sounds continued, and water splashed everywhere. But no matter how Lin Moy attacked, the myriad-colored water dragon could heal instantly. The myriad-colored water dragon got closer and closer, and Lin Moy's soul quickly retreated. Suddenly, the myriad-colored water dragon suddenly accelerated, and with a bang, it crashed into the soul. Intense pain swept through his body, and Lin Moy couldn't help but let out a muffled groan. Fortunately, he had long been accustomed to the pain of the soul, having gone back and forth between life and death countless times. A little pain was nothing. The myriad-colored water dragon roared and spewed out dragon breath. The dragon breath turned into ice, as if to freeze Lin Moy's soul. Lin Moy felt a bone-chilling cold, a temperature he hadn't felt in who knows how many years. Under the cold, the soul's actions and perception began to slow down. Soul power surged wildly, a spell constellation sparkled, and Lin Moy activated the source spell within the soul world. The soul realm rapidly improved, breaking the cold. The soul shooting bow became sharper and more powerful. Each arrow could blast out a massive amount of water, and the myriad-colored water dragon seemed to sense the threat, continuously roaring. Ice shattered in the dragon's breath, followed by lightning flashes, and 10,000 water lightning bolts erupted simultaneously. The water lightning struck the soul, and the soul was blasted away again. Lin Moy groaned again, so strong. Lightning continued to jump, and continuous lightning bolts struck Lin Moy's body. The soul was struck until it was paralyzed, and Lin Moy himself trembled continuously, unable to react much. A divine venerable realm soul is no match for it at all. Lin Moy temporarily raised his cultivation realm to the 5th rank of divine venerable, and the soul itself was 5th grade, coupled with the soul shooting bow. Lin Moy felt that his combat power at the soul level was enough to contend with even 8th or 9th rank divine venerables. But even so, he still couldn't defeat the myriad-colored water dragon. The myriad-colored water dragon was simply not something a divine venerable realm could deal with. Lin Moy struggled continuously in the water lightning, trying to avoid it, but with little success. If his soul wasn't strong enough, he would have been killed by the water lightning. If he couldn't obtain the ancient well, he might be killed by the myriad-colored water dragon. Subduing the ancient well was extremely dangerous. Lin Moi noticed that a layer of earth yellow light was flowing on the surface of his soul. It was this layer of light that helped him block most of the water lightning attacks. Calamity Staff, Soul Gem. The earth yellow light was brought by the soul gem of the Calamity Staff, which he rarely used, but he didn't expect its defensive power to be so amazing. Lin Moi's heart stirred, and he had a way to deal with the myriad-colored water dragon. He tried his best to raise the Calamity Staff, using the small Calamity Staff as a shield to block some of the water lightning, winning a chance for the soul to breathe. Lin Moi exerted all his strength, waving the staff, knocking away all the incoming water lightning. The small soul launched a charge towards the huge myriad-colored water dragon. The myriad-colored water dragon seemed to be provoked, roaring angrily, and spewing out a large amount of dragon breath again. At the same time, its eyes bloomed with boundless color, and two beams of light shot towards Lin Moi, arriving first. Lin Moi waved the Calamity Staff, knocking away the beams of light with two bangs. Then he waved the Calamity Staff so tightly that he forcibly smashed open a passage in the dragon's breath. The Calamity Staff was his last reliance. If this still didn't work, then he would have no other way, and could only choose to give up. The soul waved the Calamity Staff, charging in front of the myriad-colored water dragon, and slammed down with the staff. Boom! Water splashed everywhere, and the myriad-colored water dragon was knocked over. The dragon's head directly exploded, and could not be restored, which was completely different from the result of using the soul-shooting bow before. Lin Moi smashed down again and again, each time blasting off a large chunk of the myriad-colored water dragon. In just a few seconds, the myriad-colored water dragon was smashed to collapse, completely blasting apart. The myriad-colored water dragon disappeared without a trace, and then a stream of information flowed into Lin Moi's soul. So you're called the Ancestral Water Ancient Well. He knew the name of the ancient well, named Ancestral Water Ancient Well. The myriad-colored water is also known as the ancestor of myriad waters, and the ancient well that can hold it is the Ancestral Water Ancient Well. There are a total of 10,000 drops of myriad-colored water in such an Ancestral Water Ancient Well. And the Ancestral Water Ancient Well can continuously produce myriad-colored water, producing 1 drop every 10 days. With it, it is equivalent to having an endless supply of myriad-colored water. But this is not the most critical thing. The most critical thing is the thing behind the Ancestral Water Ancient Well. It's just that that thing is still too far away for him. Lin Moi suppressed the thoughts in his heart, and now being able to obtain the Ancestral Water Ancient Well is already great luck. He not only knew the name of the Ancestral Water Ancient Well, but also knew many uses of the myriad-colored water. Lin Moi opened his eyes and looked around this space. This is located in the deepest layer of the Great World Space, a chaotic and magical world. The space is not stationary, it is always in a state of activity. In the battles, from damage to repair, a large number of things enter the space turbulence, and finally come here. So this world is mysterious and chaotic, but not desolate. In this chaotic space, there are energy turbulence everywhere. In addition, the surge of the black tide, from time to time disturbs the space, causing space waves, making this world more chaotic. Relying only on the soul eyes of the other shore realm, it is far from being able to see this world clearly. Before obtaining the Ancestral Water Ancient Well, Lin Moi had no way to do this. But now that he has the Ancestral Water Ancient Well, Lin Moi tapped his finger lightly, a drop of myriad-colored water flew out, and split into two, entering his left and right eyes. The world in front of him suddenly became different, the original chaos disappeared, the fog dispersed, and everything became clear. Space law lines emerged, and Lin Moi saw the space law lines again. At the same time, he also saw some other things. Ancestral water ancient wells are lying quietly in this space. The ancient water well wasn't just one, but many. Looking around, there were almost 100 ancient water wells. They had existed here for countless years, and no one had ever been able to take them away, until Lin Mo was the first. Besides the ancient water wells, Lin Mo also saw godly sovereigns fighting in the extremely distant places, and giant cosmic beasts swimming. Suddenly, his gaze narrowed. He saw countless giant cosmic beasts flying towards the fountain of myriad colors water. The myriad colors water would attract giant cosmic beasts, but the situation before him was different. These giant cosmic beasts seemed to be orderly and commanded, not scattered at all, like an army. Every giant cosmic beast exuded black gas. They were contaminated by the power of darkness and were no longer creatures of the great world, but slaves of the power of darkness. They didn't come to seize the myriad colors water, they came to kill people. There should be someone manipulating the giant cosmic beasts behind the scenes. Lin Mo's gaze looked further away. With the magical effect of the myriad colors water and the peculiar situation in the deepest part of space, he saw even more distant places. Finally, he found the target he wanted to find. Lin Mo suddenly felt a creepy feeling. Chapter 1747. Invaders from the Black Blood Great World. Lin Mo's gaze crossed thousands of light years and saw other gushing points in the dark void. There were human cultivators at the 9 gushing points. Outside the gushing points, there were giant cosmic beasts approaching. Giant cosmic beasts came from all directions, and they were about to surround all the gushing points. Such orderly action was like an army. After some searching, Lin Mo saw the commander. He felt a creepy feeling. In the center of the dark void, a giant cosmic beast with a length of tens of thousands of kilometers was lying there. Its head was sharp as an arrow, its body was covered with scales, its claws flashed with cold light, and its tail was like a whip, swaying unconsciously in the starry sky. The casual shaking directly shattered the space. Lin Mo's first reaction was that this was a cosmic beast in the other shore realm. Cosmic beasts in the other shore realm were not common, but they were also present. For example, the giant cosmic tree was in the other shore realm. Moreover, it was born with the laws of space, and even the holy sovereign of Haoshan could not easily kill it. This pointy-headed cosmic beast was covered with black gas, and it was obvious that it had also been infected by the power of darkness and had become a slave of the power of darkness. What made Lin Mo feel creepy was not this giant beast in the other shore realm, but the guy on its head. That was a guy who looked somewhat similar to the human race, but behind him, there was also a slender tail. His head was slightly pointed and long, somewhat similar to the cosmic beast he was sitting on. He was wearing a bronze-colored top, and a sheathless longsword was placed beside him. Ancient invaders. A powerhouse from the Black Blood Great World. Lin Mo's heart was rolling like a stormy sea. He had seen powerhouses from the Black Blood Great World before. At that time, he didn't know their true identity and only thought they were ancient powerhouses. Their power made Lin Mo feel frightened. Manipulating power that did not belong to the Great World could cause great harm to the creatures of the Great World. He originally thought that they were all dead in that great battle, but he didn't expect that there were still survivors. Being able to live to this day from that era, such a person, I am afraid that even the Holy Sovereign could not stop him. Lin Mo instinctively felt terrible, but thinking about it, it seemed unlikely. The war in the ancient times had ended. If he was really a survivor at that time, why didn't he come out these years? In this world, on the surface, no one should be his opponent. Lin Mo observed carefully, and the myriad colors water gave him unimaginable eyesight. After some observation, he was sure that there must be something wrong with the other party. As for what the problem was, he couldn't see it, but he was definitely not as powerful as he was in ancient times. Otherwise, he would have come out long ago and acted recklessly. Now these giant cosmic beasts were obviously manipulated by the other party, and the purpose was to kill the godly sovereigns of all races in the gushing land. For the Black Blood Great World, no matter which race in the Great World, they were all their enemies. They would not care about the opposition between the various races in the Great World. As long as they were people from the Great World, they only had one word for them: kill. He controlled so many giant cosmic beasts for the purpose of killing godly sovereigns. Could it be that killing godly sovereigns has any benefits for him? Black Blood Great World, power of darkness, power of blood, could it be? Lin Mo had a bad guess in his heart. This guy from the Black Blood Great World, who had survived from ancient times, was afraid that he wanted to use the blood of godly sovereigns to recover. Lin Mo instinctively had a thought: he must not be allowed to succeed. But he immediately extinguished this idea. He knew that with his ability, he could not do it. He wanted to save the human godly sovereigns in other gushing lands, but he couldn't do it. There was no human emperor network here, so he couldn't notify them in the first time. Lin Mo wanted to return, at least to get closer to Yu Chengfeng and others to leave. Looking at the giant cosmic beasts that were approaching, Lin Mo shook the wings of the undead and flew directly to another ancient water well, and pressed his hand down. The ancient water well vibrated, and the same myriad colors water dragon as before appeared in the soul world. With the experience of the previous time, this time Lin Mo's soul directly waved the scepter of natural disaster and rushed over. The scepter of natural disaster beat down one by one, and scattered the myriad colors water dragon. In just a few minutes, Lin Mo once again obtained an ancient water well. Looking at the remaining ancient water wells, Lin Mo still wanted to take a few more, but it was too late. Taking one more was already taking chestnuts from the fire, which was very dangerous. The black tide surged again, pushing Lin Mo into the distance. Lin Mo shook the wings of the undead and moved along with the black tide. The power of the black tide was very strong, and the space set off huge waves. A majestic force pushed him away from the deep space. Lin Mo did not resist, but went with the flow. He was like the myriad colors water, and was forcibly pushed out. The third round of eruption of the myriad colors water, this time the quantity was relatively small, only 5 drops, plus 1 Lin Mo. It's Lin Mo, he's out. Do it, don't let him go. Kill him. The godly sovereigns of the Golden Eagle race and the demon race acted at the same time, wanting to kill Lin Mo. Yu Chengfeng and others rushed to protect Lin Mo. Lin Mo snorted softly, I don't have time to play with you. In an instant, white light flashed in the starry sky, and countless skeleton god generals appeared. The skeleton god generals were densely packed, occupying a large area of space. Lin Mo summoned 100,000 skeleton god generals in one breath, not only blocking the attacks towards him, but also completing the encirclement of other godly sovereigns in an instant. All the godly sovereigns were shocked by this scene, with disbelief in their eyes. How can there be so many? 100,000 puppets, and they are all godly sovereigns. Did he get some ancient inheritance? How could there be so many godly sovereign puppets? The skeleton god generals acted at the same time, and for a time, sword energy flew around, and screams were endless. High-level godly sovereigns acted, with a trace of the power of rules, instantly killing hundreds of skeleton god generals. But the skeleton god generals were not only so numerous that they were desperate, but they could also be resurrected 5 times in place, and they could not be killed at all. If Lin Mo was willing, he could completely accompany them to fight until the end of time, to see who would die of exhaustion first. Lin Mo rushed to Yu Chengfeng's side and shouted, let's go. Yu Chengfeng understood and immediately threw out a warship and shouted, go. Everyone entered the warship, turning into a stream of light and flying into the distance. The god sovereigns of various races were surrounded by the skeleton god generals, and could only watch helplessly as Lin Mo Yu and the others left, unable to stop them. Yu Chengfeng used the power of a high-level god sovereign, containing a trace of the prototype of the power of rules, and fully urged his warship. Although it was only a low-grade god sovereign realm warship, under Yu Chengfeng's full urging, it displayed amazing speed in a short period of time, not slower than a medium-grade warship. Soon, they were far away from the gushing land. Lin Mo Yu suddenly said, change direction, fly in the direction I said, unload 30 degrees to the left. Lin Mo Yu's tone was slightly serious, not like he was discussing, but like he was commanding. Yu Chengfeng did not feel any displeasure and immediately flew in the direction Lin Mo Yu said. Lin Mo Yu's eyes had been fixed on the starry sky outside the warship. The starry sky here still had the light brought by the myriad colors water, and he could still see the distance. However, Lin Mo Yu saw even further. His eyes still had the effect brought by the myriad colors water, which had not disappeared. He stared at the starry sky, without blinking. Yu Chengfeng and the others did not know what Lin Mo Yu was looking at, but they didn't ask anything. After flying for a while, Lin Mo Yu suddenly said again, let the warship glide on its own, turn off all formations, and fully restrain your aura. Chapter 1748, Gazing at Death. Although Lin Mo Yu's words sounded a little unbelievable, but Yu Chengfeng and others still did so. Lin Mo Yu didn't know what Madame Yu had said to them, but from this, it could be seen that Madame Yu's position in the Yu family was unshakable. The Yu family's execution and unity were also extremely amazing. Only when all the major families and all the members of the human race are like this can the human race re-emerge from the ruins and reach the top. The formation stopped, and the god sovereigns restrained all their aura. At this moment, their aura almost completely disappeared, their hearts no longer beat, and their blood no longer flowed, like dead people. The warship suddenly turned into a ghost ship, unable to feel a trace of life. It was like a piece of abandoned garbage, drifting in the starry sky. There were countless pieces of garbage like this in the dark void. Time passed by, and Lin Mo Yu still looked outside the warship, without saying a word. Yu Chengfeng and the others were god sovereigns who had lived for thousands of years, and what they didn't lack was patience. They were not in a hurry at all, and they didn't ask any questions. More than 10 minutes later, a god sovereign seemed to see something, and his eyes flickered with brilliance. The stopped blood seemed to have movement again. Yu Chengfeng looked over immediately, and the god sovereign immediately restrained his aura again. Outside the warship, huge figures flew past. They had different shapes, ranging from thousands of meters in size to tens of thousands of meters, or even hundreds of thousands of meters. Each one was a starry sky behemoth, and their number was astonishing. Only those visible to the eye were thousands, and those not seen were probably thousands more. The weakest among them was God Sovereign rank 1, and the strongest was already a high-level God Sovereign. One starry sky behemoth in the God Sovereign realm after another, like a terrifying army, flew in the starry sky. They flew past about 1,000 kilometers away from the warship, and did not detect the existence of the warship until they disappeared into the darkness. Yu Chengfeng looked at the direction in which these starry sky behemoths were leaving, and then suddenly realized something. If he hadn't changed direction just now, he would have directly crashed into these starry sky behemoths. Facing thousands of starry sky behemoths in the God Sovereign realm, he was not confident that he could escape. Even if he could escape, the other God Sovereigns of the Yu family would probably die. Several God Sovereigns exchanged glances, looking at each other. They obviously already understood why Lin Moyu did this. After waiting for a few more minutes, the starry sky behemoths had completely moved away. Only then did Lin Moyu say, "All right, thank you for your cooperation, seniors." Seeing Lin Moyu say this, Yu Chengfeng and the others finally breathed a sigh of relief. Yu Chengfeng looked puzzled. "Mr. Lin, what's going on?" Lin Moyu said, "Someone controlled the starry sky behemoths with the power of darkness, wanting to wipe out all the God Sovereigns in the gushing land." Yu Chengfeng's expression changed slightly. "Mr. Lin is talking about all the gushing lands." Lin Moyu nodded slightly, confirming Yu Chengfeng's words. In each gushing land, there were God Sovereigns of the human race. If these starry sky behemoths wiped out the God Sovereigns of each gushing land, many people would probably die. Yu Chengfeng felt a little anxious, but he was also helpless. Lin Moyu said, "I can only hope they are lucky and pray for their own good fortune." Yu Chengfeng sighed. They were lucky to have escaped. It was almost impossible to save others. The Human Emperor Network could not reach here. Even if they notified the Human Emperor Network, it would probably be too late by the time the other Shore Realm experts arrived. Just like Lin Moyu said, they could only rely on their luck. If they were lucky enough, they might have a chance to survive. However, such a chance was very slim. Yu Chengfeng's expression was solemn. "Mr. Lin, you seem to have summoned 100,000 God Sovereign Realm puppets before. With these puppets, you should be able to compete with the starry sky behemoths, right? In fact, we don't necessarily have to escape." Lin Moyu shook his head. "The reason I chose to retreat is not because of these starry sky behemoths, but because of the guy behind them who is commanding the starry sky behemoths." The guy commanding the starry sky behemoths, Yu Chengfeng's expression became even more solemn. He had already guessed what level the other party was at. That was an existence of the same level as his own ancestor. Provoking that kind of guy would definitely lead to death. That's why Lin Moyu wanted to escape, not daring to stay for even a moment. Yu Chengfeng sighed slightly. "It's a pity for those puppets, God Sovereign Realm puppets, they are all going to be wasted. It doesn't matter, as long as we can escape." Lin Moyu didn't look distressed at all, but he didn't explain either. Those were not puppets, but his own summons. Suddenly, Lin Moyu felt uneasy and his whole body stood on end. His body froze, feeling like he was being targeted. The light of the myriad colors water flickered in his eyes. The effect of the myriad colors water was still continuing. His gaze penetrated the warship, crossed the void, and looked into the distance. In the center of the dark void, that terrifying other shore realm behemoth was currently looking towards him. A sharp head, huge eyes like black jade, with terrifying red light in the eyes, and countless blood threads entwined within. Lin Moyu was very familiar with the blood threads. They were the blood threads of the Black Blood Great World, exuding deadly power. The two were separated by an infinitely far distance, looking at each other across the void. Lin Moyu even saw his own reflection in its black jade-like eyes. When you gaze at death, death is also gazing at you. For no reason, such a sentence appeared in Lin Moyu's mind. Immediately afterwards, he saw the red light in the eyes of the behemoth, gathering into a terrifying word. Die. His head roared, and lightning flashed and thunder rumbled in his soul world. A terrifying attack crossed tens of thousands of light years and descended directly. The other shore realm attack was extremely terrifying, like the palm of the ancient Buddha back then. The palm of the ancient Buddha still had traces to follow, but the current attack was intangible and immaterial, and could not be touched at all. Lin Moyu didn't know what kind of rules these were, but he only knew that he was facing a crisis of life and death. The soul world deformed, and suffered terrifying pressure, as if it would collapse at any time. Lin Moyu was shocked. His soul was at the other shore realm, but the other party's attack was so strong. A drop of myriad colors water flew out from the ancestral water ancient well and exploded in the soul world, like a sweet rain falling. The soul world instantly stabilized. The soul world rose with 10,000 colors, colorful and dazzling, blocking the invisible attack. Lin Moyu felt that after one blow, the other party's connection with him was weakening. Separated by such a long distance, even the other shore realm could not attack him at any time. The picture of the behemoth quickly became blurred, and it was about to disappear. At the last moment, red light reappeared in its eyes, and at the same time, its mouth opened slightly, as if it let out a roar. Lin Moyu felt bad and shouted in a low voice, "Be careful." Yu Chengfeng also felt something was wrong and shouted sharply, "Be careful, defense." In an instant, the warship's defenses were fully opened, shining brightly in the starry sky. A huge claw suddenly appeared in front of the warship, heavily slamming on the warship. Boom! The warship's defenses were torn apart like paper, exploding on the spot. Yu Chengfeng and the others were thrown from the warship in an extremely disheveled state, flying hundreds of thousands of kilometers in the air before barely stabilizing themselves. Fortunately, the warship bore the brunt of the attack, preventing them from being killed. Yu Chengfeng was somewhat fearful. This is the power of the other shore realm, too terrifying. Several beams of white light flew over and landed on him. Chapter 1749. Hitting me comes at a price. In the previous attack, the god sovereigns had all been injured to varying degrees. Lin Moyu relied on his talent to transfer all the damage to the Undead Legion. The Undead Legion lost many, but he himself was not injured. He released the power of life from the undying law to heal the god sovereigns. Yu Chengfeng asked urgently, "What just happened?" Before Lin Moyu could explain, he suddenly looked into the distance. "They're chasing us." Not only did the other shore realm beast launch an attack on them, but hundreds of starry sky beasts turned around and chased after them. The god sovereigns' expressions changed slightly, and one of them took out a brand new warship. This warship was slightly inferior to Yu Chengfeng's, but it was still at the god sovereign realm and its speed was not slow. Yu Chengfeng said, "Let's go." Lin Moyu said in a low voice, "Wait for me." As he spoke, he took out the soul-piercing bow, and a drop of myriad colors water flew out, landing on the soul-piercing bow. At the same time, he poured all of his soul power into it, condensing it into a purple soul arrow. Lin Moyu did not use his origin power, fearing some adverse reaction. With the existence of the myriad colors water, the difference between using and not using origin power was not significant. The myriad colors water amplified his soul power 1,000 times, making this purple soul arrow incomparably powerful. Streaks of lightning appeared on the purple soul arrow, and the space around the soul arrow shattered and collapsed. Yu Chengfeng and the others watched this scene in shock. Yu Chengfeng felt that this soul arrow was enough to kill him. At the same time, he was shocked by Lin Moyu's extravagance. It goes without saying how precious the myriad colors water is. Just look at how the god sovereigns are willing to fight to the death for it. Materials from the other shore realm, yet Lin Moyu just used it like that. Using myriad colors water to amplify his attack was simply too extravagant. However, he also realized another thing, and his heart trembled. Mr. Lin obtained that well. While he was in shock, the arrow had already been fired. The purple soul arrow, carrying crackling lightning, instantly pierced through space and disappeared without a trace. Lin Moyu didn't even look at the result, turned around and got into the warship. "Let's go." This arrow was a gift for that other shore realm beast. Under the previous attack, his skeleton hell had been broken. Although they were far apart, the skeleton hell still left a mark on the opponent. This arrow was like that, heading to the predetermined location. Lin Moyu didn't know if his attack would be effective, but he had to try anyway. He wasn't the kind of person who would take a beating without retaliating, and sometimes when he couldn't retaliate, he could only keep a record. When he could retaliate, he would definitely not be soft. Just like the ancient Buddha's palm, Lin Moyu remembered it firmly, and would go to the Buddhist clan sooner or later. The warship started, and the god sovereigns fully urged the warship to fly into the distance. In the center of the dark void, in front of the beast's head, the space suddenly shattered, and a purple light flew out, swooshing into its head. Roar! A sharp cry echoed through the starry sky, and a look of pain appeared in the giant beast's eyes, its whole body trembling. After a few breaths, its eyes flashed fiercely, reflecting Lin Moyu's appearance. Lin Moyu was shrouded in blood, and the giant beast emitted an intent to kill, seemingly wanting to find Lin Moyu to settle accounts. At this time, the person sitting on its head said in a low voice, "Attend to business." The giant beast trembled violently and finally quieted down. It didn't dare to disobey this person's orders. In the gushing land, many skeleton god generals died, and the dead skeleton god generals disappeared without a trace, leaving no trace in the starry sky. They were all taken back by Lin Moyu and resurrected in the soul world. Although they could be summoned again, Lin Moyu didn't want to just let the skeleton god generals die like that. In the great battle, many god sovereigns of various races also died. Originally there were over 100 god sovereigns, now there were less than 50 left. Over 20 god sovereigns had died, and over 30 had left at the beginning of the battle. They had no grudges against Lin Moyu, and didn't want to offend the human race, so they left this place of trouble early. Suddenly, the remaining skeleton god generals disappeared in large numbers, and in the blink of an eye, only a few still fighting remained. Soon, these few skeleton god generals were also killed and disappeared into the starry sky. In the gushing land, only some god sovereigns from the demon race, the golden eagle race, and the Buddhist race remained, along with a dozen or so scattered others. What's going on? Why have they all left? These puppets can actually be remotely retrieved. What kind of puppets are these? Not only are they numerous and powerful, but they can also be remotely retrieved. With these puppets around, it's probably not easy to kill Lin Moyu. The god sovereigns said in low voices. Although the demon race and the golden eagle race were temporary allies, they were still wary of each other at this moment. After all, the two races had always been at odds and had a lot of hatred between them. Of course, it couldn't be compared to the hatred between them and the human race, which was a true life and death enemy. Among the Buddhist race, several Buddhas had gloomy faces and very bad expressions. In the previous great battle, 2 of their 6 Buddhas had died. Compared to the golden eagle and demon races, they had lost fewer people, but they had only come with 7 people in total. Among them, the great golden Buddha had been killed by Lin Moyu, and now 2 more had died, a heavy loss. Amitabha, the forbidden hearing Buddha proclaimed a Buddhist prayer: collect the bodies of the 2 junior brothers and take them back to the Western paradise for burial. He looked around, and for some reason, he felt a sense of unease in his heart, as if something bad was about to happen. At this time, he noticed the expressions of the other high-level god sovereigns. They were all frowning, and seemed to feel a trace of something wrong. The god sovereigns' senses are very sharp, and they have some perception of danger. Especially after reaching the high-level god sovereign, the soul becomes stronger, and the perception becomes stronger. This feeling of unease made the forbidden hearing Buddha want to leave here immediately. But the eruption of the myriad colors water had not ended, and there were still several rounds of eruptions to come. To leave now is to give up the myriad colors water. Leave or not leave. When the bodies were collected, the forbidden hearing Buddha also made a decision, and said in a low voice, "Let's go." The Buddhas were stunned for a moment. Aren't we going to compete for the myriad colors water? The forbidden hearing Buddha shook his head. We're not competing. The sense of unease in his heart suddenly increased sharply. The forbidden hearing Buddha's face changed greatly. Leave quickly. At this time, the other high-level god sovereigns also suddenly shouted in unison, "Run!" The sense of unease rose to the extreme at this moment, far exceeding the previous time when facing the 100,000 skeleton god generals. But it was still one step too late. Black shadows were everywhere. Starry sky behemoths, one after another, blotted out the sun, completely surrounding them. Terrifying auras shook the starry sky, constantly distorting space, and with the roars of the starry sky behemoths, space collapsed. Everyone's faces were incredibly grim. They knew they were in big trouble. Venerable Buddha Jinwen's face was extremely gloomy. Lin Moyu discovered it long ago, that's why he left. Now he finally understood why Lin Moyu left so decisively, without looking back. It turned out that he had known for a long time that facing so many divine Venerable realms starry sky behemoths, no matter how many puppets he had, it would be useless. Among these starry sky behemoths, there were dozens of high-level ones alone. Venerable Buddha Jinwen once again chanted a Buddhist prayer, "Junior brothers, follow me to break through." As he spoke, he took out a string of prayer beads and threw them into the starry sky. "Please, great sound ancient Buddha." The remaining few high-level divine venerables also used their trump cards, desperately trying to break through. An even more intense battle erupted suddenly. The same thing was happening in other eruption sites. Chapter 1750. Even holy venerables are losing their composure. Lin Moyu seemed to smell blood. In the dark void, under the black tide, many divine venerables were about to bleed. Lin Moyu sighed slightly in his heart. Human power has its limits. Unless he had reached the other shore, perhaps there was still a possibility to save the human race divine venerables in other places. But now he was only a divine king, his heart was willing but his strength was insufficient. Yu Chengfeng came to Lin Moyu's side, his expression was also somewhat solemn. Calculating the time, those starry sky behemoths should have arrived, right? Lin Moyu said softly, "They should have arrived, wish them good luck." Besides blessings, there was nothing they could do. In the other eruption sites, there were many human race divine venerables, including some of Yu Chengfeng's friends. Yu Chengfeng's mood was even more depressed than Lin Moyu's at the moment. However, Yu Chengfeng, as a high-level divine venerable, had a firm will and would not be sentimental. He also knew that he was lucky this time, that he happened to meet Lin Moyu. Otherwise, they would also be besieged by the starry sky behemoths, and they would probably be buried there. In the end, it was Lin Moyu who saved them. Yu Chengfeng asked, "Mr. Lin should have gained something, right?" Lin Moyu did not deny it. "Yes, I did." Yu Chengfeng revealed a look of joy. "Mr. Lin is powerful. After we go back, we will immediately contact the old ancestor." The two seemed to be speaking in riddles, the content of which, besides them, no one else could understand at all. The Yu family's rules were very strict. Although other divine venerables were a little curious, they would not come to inquire. If they didn't understand, then they should cultivate diligently, and when their realm was higher, they would naturally understand. Madame Yu also often told them that if they wanted to know more, they should go to a higher realm. Otherwise, they would be deaf and blind for the rest of their lives. The warship was flying in the starry sky at the fastest speed, a distance of 100 light-years. In just 2 days, they returned to the human race's territory. Seeing the Starfield teleportation array again, and feeling the majestic power of the human emperor network, Yu Chengfeng immediately took out an array disk and activated it. The array disk guided over more of the human emperor network's power, and at the same time, Madame Yu's figure was projected from the jade disk. Madame Yu saw Lin Moyu and Yu Chengfeng through the projection, revealing a trace of doubt. "Little friend Lin, why are you back so soon?" She had experienced the black tide, and knew that the black tide should not have ended yet. Now that they returned early, something must have happened. Lin Moyu went straight to the point. "Greetings, Madame Yu, may I ask if Holy Venerable Hao is present?" This matter was too big. Talking to Madame Yu was not enough, he had to directly find Holy Venerable Hao. Madame Yu seemed to have sensed the seriousness of the matter from Lin Moyu's tone, and immediately said, "I will contact Holy Venerable Hao right away. Don't move here, Holy Venerable Hao will be here in a moment." The warship stopped and remained motionless in the starry sky. This was the human race's territory. The Starfield-level teleportation array was not far away, it was very safe here. After waiting for only a minute, Holy Venerable Hao did not come, but the starry sky behemoths that had been chasing them all the way arrived first. In an instant, alarms blared, and lightning flashed in the air. Powerful warships came swiftly from all directions, heading towards the starry sky behemoths to kill them. At the same time, many divine venerables flew out from the stars and killed them together. The human race's actions were very fast, and they would not give the starry sky behemoths a chance to get close. Yu Chengfeng said, "Leave this to Mr. Lin, we will go out and kill the enemy." Okay. The Yu family's 7 divine venerables simultaneously rushed out of the warship, only Lin Moyu in the warship remained motionless. The starry sky behemoths were corrupted by the power of darkness and had long lost their minds. The order they received was to destroy this warship and eliminate the people inside. They didn't care at all whether they had entered the human race's territory. The human race's warships launched attacks at the same time, and lightning-like attacks struck out, causing the starry sky behemoths to scream incessantly. The garrison here exceeded 1 million, and there were hundreds of Divine Venerable realm warships alone. These were not small warships used by Divine Venerables for traveling, but giant warships that truly possessed Divine Venerable realm combat power. Each warship, with its firepower fully open, could be comparable to a Divine Venerable. Moreover, there were hundreds of Divine Venerables here, with more than 10 high-level Divine Venerables. Dealing with these starry sky behemoths was not a problem. The battle was very intense, and Lin Moyu waited quietly in the warship. In the projection of the array, Madame Yu appeared again. Little friend Lin, Holy Venerable Hao has already rushed over, he should be here soon. What exactly happened this time? Lin Moyu said, when the Holy Venerable arrives, I will tell him everything together. This time our human race may lose some Divine Venerables. Divine Venerables are a precious force for any race. Occasionally losing 1 or 2 is not a big problem. For a powerful race like the human race, even if they lose more than a dozen Divine Venerables, it would not be a crippling blow. But Lin Moyu said that some Divine Venerables would die, then the number would probably not be small. Madame Yu said in a deep voice, it seems that the matter is very serious. Did a change occur in the Dark Void? Yes, a change has indeed occurred. It can also be considered a premeditated change. Do you know about the Black Blood Great World? Madame Yu trembled violently, her always calm face suddenly lost color. As expected, you know. From Madame Yu's performance, Lin Moyu had already guessed that she really knew about the Black Blood Great World. As for how much she knew, that was not clear. It was estimated that she should not know as much as Holy Venerable Hao. Holy Venerable Hao had once said that some things could only be accessed after reaching the Holy Venerable realm. That's why he directly looked for Holy Venerable Hao this time. Madame Yu's expression had become very solemn. It seems that this matter is really extraordinary. When the Holy Venerable arrives, you should tell him in detail. In the starry sky, the great battle continued. There were a considerable number of starry sky behemoths, but the human race was also powerful. Gradually, the balance of battle had tilted towards the human race, and victory was only a matter of time. 5 minutes later, the space outside the warship twisted, and a figure appeared out of thin air. Holy Venerable Hao had arrived, but it was not the main body that had arrived, but a clone. The main body was still in the Divine City, and it would not be so fast to come over. Holy Venerable Hao had clones in various star regions of the human race. As long as it was not a major event, the clone was enough to handle it. Lin Moyu bowed to Holy Venerable Hao. Greetings, Holy Venerable Hao. Holy Venerable Hao hummed, speak, what happened? Lin Moyu said, you should know that the power of darkness in the Dark Void actually comes from the Black Blood Great World, right? Naturally, the Al-Heaven Honored Saint knew what Madame Lian Yu knew. Lin Moyu continued, the Black Blood Great World invaded in ancient times, and among them, there are survivors. What? The Al-Heaven Honored Saint revealed a look of shock. On the other side of the formation, Madame Yu once again paled. Survivors who have lived from ancient times to the present, how strong would they be? This time, even the Al-Heaven Honored Saint couldn't maintain his composure. Explain in detail. Lin Moyu quickly recounted what he had seen. After listening, the Al-Heaven Honored Saint did not reply, but said, I'll go deal with those guys outside first. As he spoke, his figure flashed and appeared on the battlefield. A vast force swept out. Lin Moyu felt the power of rules and vaguely saw an ancient rune. One starry sky behemoth after another exploded and died. When an honored saint makes a move, even if it's just an avatar, the battle is resolved with a wave of the hand. Lin Moyu got to see the difference between a god-honored and the other shore. It was truly terrifyingly large. The Al-Heaven Honored Saint returned to the warship. Come with me. Chapter 1751. Honored Saints and Honored Saints, there are differences. The Al-Heaven Honored Saint led Lin Moyu to fly rapidly in the starry sky. The speed of a honored saint was too fast. Even the speed of just an avatar was ridiculously fast. Almost in the blink of an eye, they had exceeded 10 light years and rushed into the dark void. The power of darkness seemed to have no effect on the honored saint. He could still see the distant world. The Al-Heaven Honored Saint asked, at that time, how did you discover him? Lin Moyu naturally knew who the Al-Heaven Honored Saint was asking about, and immediately took out a drop of myriad colors water, divide it in half and drip it into your eyes. Extravagant. The heaven-honored saint snorted lightly, but still took the myriad colors water and divided it in half, dripping it into his left and right eyes. After dripping in the myriad colors water, 2 beams of light immediately shot out from the heaven-honored saint's eyes. The light contained all sorts of colors, breaking through the dark void and reaching infinitely distant places. One of the effects of the myriad colors water is amplification. It can amplify anything, whether it's laws, rules, soul power, runes, eyesight, or physical strength, they can all be amplified. The amplification range is very large, often 1,000 times or more. The specific amplification depends on the person. This is similar to the power of faith, but the power of faith, as long as there is enough quantity, is infinite amplification. The myriad colors water is impossible. However, the power of faith can only amplify attack and defense. Wanting to enhance eyesight, that is impossible. Overall, the two have their own advantages and disadvantages, and each has its own use. With the help of the myriad colors water, the heaven-honored saint finally saw the scene in the center of the dark void. But at this moment, the center of the dark void had changed. The heaven-honored saint's expression also became solemn. This guy is devouring blood. Upon hearing this, Lin Mo Yu took out another drop of myriad colors water and threw it directly into his eyes. The next second, he also saw it. In the center of the dark void, it was still that giant beast. It was motionless. From the beginning until now, it had not changed its position. Including that ancient invader sitting on its head, also motionless. But the surroundings had become different. Their surroundings were shrouded in a touch of blood. In the void, there was countless blood, flying from all directions, turning into streaks of blood, flying into the ancient invader's body. The ancient invader's body was covered in blood streaks, looking somewhat creepy. Lin Mo Yu saw that he was absorbing the power in the blood streaks. If I'm not mistaken, he should be injured, and is currently healing. Lin Mo Yu expressed his opinion. The heaven-honored saint hummed. Without saying anything, he was still observing. At this time, Lin Mo Yu looked at the other erupting grounds and couldn't help but let out a soft sigh. In each erupting ground, there were a large number of corpses floating. These were all god-honored corpses. The bodies of god-honoreds of all races had been beaten into mud, all the blood had flowed out, and was absorbed by the ancient invader. But among them, there were not many corpses of human god-honoreds. If one erupting ground was like this, it wouldn't be strange. But if every erupting ground was like this, then it would be wrong. Lin Mo Yu couldn't help but reveal a strange expression. Have our god-honoreds all escaped? What do you think? Suddenly a voice came. Lin Mo Yu turned his head sharply, and saw a burly man standing only 100 meters away from him. Lin Mo Yu was suddenly shocked. Someone was by his side, and so close, yet he didn't know. This person's strength was too terrifying. The heaven-honored saint said in a low voice, "He is called Old Killer, one of the human race's honored saints." It was actually a honored saint, no wonder. Lin Mo Yu saluted towards the killing honored saint. Junior has seen the killing honored saint. The killing honored saint waved his hand. No need to be so polite, just say what you want to say in the future. Don't be so polite, I don't like that. I've basically saved all the god-honoreds from the erupting grounds. A few died, can only say they were unlucky. He spoke in a rough manner, his voice heavy, giving people a kind of invisible pressure. Honored saints are indeed honored saints. Such a long distance, such a short time, yet they were able to save everyone. Lin Mo Yu sighed in his heart. The power of honored saints far exceeded his imagination. The heaven-honored saint slowly said, "This guy controls the shadow rule. In the dark void, his moving speed is comparable to the space law." Lin Mo Yu suddenly understood. It was actually the shadow rule. The predecessor of the shadow rule was the shadow law, which was also the law that the shadow clan was best at. The shadow clan can hide in the darkness, becoming assassins that all races dread, the root of which is the shadow law. He didn't expect that there would also be a controller of the shadow law in the human race, and he had already reached the honored saint, sublimating the law into a rule. The dark void is a piece of darkness, and besides the darkness, it is also filled with the shadow rule. It is indeed the killing honored saint's paradise. The killing honored saint grinned, revealing his white teeth, which were somewhat creepy in the darkness. "You kid is good. You killed the great golden Buddha before, almost killing the Vajra Buddha as well. Really not bad, not bad." When snatching the myriad colors water, that idiot demon race and the god-honored of the shadow demon, killed them as soon as he said to kill them. Decisive and neat, I like it. But you rely on puppets, it doesn't seem to be a matter, your own strength is also important, you can't always rely on puppets. The killing honored saint kept talking, first praised Lin Mo Yu once, not stingy at all, and finally talked about Lin Mo Yu's shortcomings. Lin Mo Yu felt that this kind of straightforward personality was very good. Just as Lin Mo Yu was about to explain, another voice sounded from the darkness, "Skeleton is not little friend Lin's puppet, this is his spell, summoning spell." This time the war-honored saint was shocked, his shock was very exaggerated, his eyes widened, his mouth opened, but it would make people feel not pretentious at all. Lin Mo Yu did not look at the war-honored saint, but looked at the dark void. There, another Al-Heaven-honored saint came over, and along with the Al-Heaven-honored saint, there was also a person whose entire body radiated golden light, as dazzling as a star. The two Al-Heaven-honored saints merged together, the Al-Heaven-honored saint's main body arrived, and the avatar naturally merged with the main body. The current Al-Heaven-honored saint is the real honored saint, able to fully unleash the power of the honored saint. The Al-Heaven-honored saint introduced to Lin Mo Yu, "This is the Heaven-honored saint, also the Lord of Divine City." Lin Mo Yu didn't know how many times he had heard the title of Lord of Divine City. That was the most worshipped person of countless human races. Almost no human race does not know the existence of the City of Gods, everyone's dream is to enter the City of Gods, if you ask them who they most want to see after entering the City of Gods. Then the answer is most likely the City Lord. The City Lord represents the supreme, powerful, and mysterious in the human race. Lin Mo was not from the Great World, so he was not much influenced by the Great World, and did not show too much. If it were anyone from the Great World, even a godly venerable, they would be extremely excited at this moment. Lin Mo respectfully saluted Tian Shungjun, Jr. has met Tian Shungjun. Before Tian Shungjun could speak, Sha Shungjun had already opened his mouth, "You're here again, why are you being so polite with this big light bulb?" Tian Shungjun looked at Sha Shungjun with a smile, "Old Sha, your skin is itching again, isn't it?" Sha Shungjun chuckled, "What, you want to hit me? Don't forget where this is, I'm not afraid of you here." Tian Shungjun smiled and said nothing. Lin Mo obviously felt that Sha Shungjun's words were a bit guilty. Obviously, this guy can't beat Tian Shungjun. There are also differences in strength between Saint Venerables. Hao Shungjun finally withdrew his gaze, that guy should be seriously injured, his strength is less than 10%, now is the best chance to catch him. 1752 Many-colored water is plentiful, large quantity and filling. Speaking of serious business, Sha Shungjun also became serious. He has been able to live from ancient times to the present, he must have surpassed the other shore. Even if he is seriously injured, his strength is less than 10%, we still have to be careful. Tian Shungjun said, "We prepare the myriad-colored water, as long as we end the battle in a short time, there will be no problem." Hao Shungjun looked thoughtful, "If we can wait a few more years, until Fu Shungjun's realm is fixed, and he creates ancient talismans, it will be more stable." Sha Shungjun shook his head slightly, "We can't wait," this time he relied on absorbing the blood of the godly venerable, and has recovered a trace of strength. If we wait a few more years, his strength will recover a little more, it will be difficult for us to deal with him. The guys from the Black Blood Great World have many secret techniques, even if they can't beat us, it will be difficult for us to deal with him if he wants to escape. Here, I can still contain him, if I leave the dark void, I'm afraid I can't suppress him. If he goes crazy and breaks into the territory of the human race, devouring the blood of the human race, then the trouble will be big. Sha Shungjun was meticulous, analyzing things clearly. Hao Shungjun sighed softly, "All right then, I have 30 drops of myriad-colored water here, we each have 10 drops, I hope it's enough." Hao Shungjun took out 3 bottles, each containing 10 drops of myriad-colored water. But looking at his appearance, he seemed a little distressed. Lin Mo was the first time to see Hao Shungjun have such an expression, what kind of treasures does Saint Venerable not have on hand, he would actually feel distressed about myriad-colored water. Every time the black tide appears, the human race can get at least 20 drops of myriad-colored water, after so many years of accumulation there should be a lot. It seems that the myriad-colored water is usually being consumed, otherwise Hao Shungjun would not have such an expression. Lin Mo interjected, 3 Saint Venerables, I actually have myriad-colored water." The 3 of them looked at Lin Mo at the same time, and then their eyes widened. The expressions of the 3 were very exaggerated, the most exaggerated was Sha Shungjun. Sha Shungjun with his exaggerated expression, murmured, "Goodness, you really got this thing." I thought you just took some myriad-colored water after you went in. Hao Shungjun's eyes were complicated. How did you do it? That water dragon is not easy to deal with. Lin Mo held the ancestral water ancient well with one hand. Fortunately, I killed it. Tian Shungjun looked at Lin Mo with an appreciative look. We didn't accomplish what we didn't accomplish when we were young. I didn't expect you to do it. Not bad, really good. Lin Mo pushed the ancestral water ancient well over. With it, there is no need to worry about the myriad-colored water being enough. It can condense a drop of myriad-colored water every 10 days. 1 drop every 10 days, that's more than 30 drops a year. In the past, they had to wait for the black tide. The income of myriad-colored water was very unstable. Now it has become a stable income. Accumulating little by little, the difference is huge. The 3 Saint Venerables looked at each other. None of them went to take the ancestral water ancient well. Hao Shungjun said, "This well is yours, we can't take it, you can just give us some myriad-colored water." Lin Mo could see that the Saint Venerables really needed myriad-colored water. But they still didn't want to take their own ancestral water ancient well. Just this sentiment is worthy of their identity as Saint Venerable. Although Lin Mo met Sha Shungjun and Tian Shungjun for the first time, he had a feeling of acquaintance at first sight. Especially when they looked at themselves, like looking at the younger generation of the human race, that feeling reminded him of Bai Yiyuan and others. At the beginning, Bai Yiyuan and others also treated themselves with sincerity. People treat me with sincerity, I should also return with sincerity. Lin Mo took out the second ancestral water ancient well. 3 seniors, please accept it, I have another one here. The 3 of them widened their eyes again. Sha Shungjun's voice trembled. What kind of monster are you? Why do you have another one? Lin Mo said, originally I took a few more, but there was no time. If I didn't leave at that time, I might not be able to leave. Sha Shungjun said, I'm here, how could you not be able to leave? Hao Shungjun and Tian Shungjun looked at him like they were looking at an idiot. You are there, you didn't say it, how would others know? If you had said it earlier, maybe Lin Mo could have taken a few more ancient wells. At that time, the human race would have endless myriad-colored water. The eyes of the 2 were saying, it's all your fault, why didn't you come out earlier? Sha Shungjun looked wronged, and at the same time regretted, if I had known, I would have said something earlier. Hao Shungjun was not polite at the moment. Since this is the case, then we will not be polite. He reached out and took the 10,000 water ancient well. Lin Mo also took the opportunity to remove his soul imprint. Hao Shungjun used his soul to imprint the ancestral water ancient well. In this process, Hao Shungjun's body trembled slightly, his eyes closed tightly. An invisible Saint Venerable pressure permeated the starry sky. It lasted for a full minute before dissipating. Hao Shungjun successfully solved the myriad-colored water dragon. From then on, this 10,000 water ancient well changed hands and became Hao Shungjun's property, and also became the property of the human race. Lin Mo was a little puzzled. Saint Venerable, the myriad-colored water dragon is not easy to deal with, but it does not pose a threat to the Saint Venerable. Why don't you take the ancient well? Sha Shungjun successfully answered, we also want to, but the other shore realm can't enter the deep space, unless you can control the space rules. The deep space can't support the power of the Saint Venerable. As long as we forcibly enter, it will cause the space to collapse. At that time, even we will fall into chaos, and life and death are unpredictable. Tian Shungjun added, Godly Venerable is the limit to enter the deep space, and you also need to master the laws of space, or use props of the laws of space. But the Godly Venerable is difficult to deal with the myriad-colored water dragon. We all tried it when we were young, and the results all ended in failure. The best time was only to obtain dozens of drops of myriad-colored water. Lin Mo recalled the process of fighting against the myriad-colored water dragon. It was indeed so. With his soul realm reaching the other shore, coupled with the soul-shooting bow, it was difficult to fight against the myriad-colored water dragon. Ordinary Godly Venerables are already lucky to be alive. If it weren't for the calamity staff, he would have had big trouble. So it is really difficult to get the ancestral water ancient well. For countless years, so many people from all races have not obtained the ancestral water ancient well. Lin Mo thought in his heart, the next time the black tide appears, he can enter the deep space again and take a few more ancestral water ancient wells. 1.1. Such a good thing is really not too much. Hao Shungjun took out a few jade bottles, while manipulating the ancestral water ancient well, and took out the myriad-colored water from it. This time he didn't feel distressed at all. Each bottle gave a full 100 drops. This time it was really a large quantity and filling. There are 10,000 drops of myriad-colored water in an ancient well, enough to use for a long time, and one drop can be replenished every 10 days. With enough myriad-colored water, Sha Shungjun was full of momentum. Let's go, hit him. Hao Shungjun looked at Lin Mo. Do you want to go? It may be a little dangerous when we fight. Lin Mo thought for a while. I also want to see the battle between the Saint Venerables. Tian Shungjun chuckled. It's okay, I'll protect you. Killing Saint laughed loudly. Then what are we waiting for? Let's go. He waved his hand, sending out a ball of dark energy to envelop the four of them, and they instantly disappeared into the darkness. Chapter 1753. Void Realm Rules, Golden Rules. Shadow rules have unimaginable uses in the darkness. Wrapped in the power of the shadow rules, the four moved forward silently and with astonishing speed. Lin Moyu couldn't understand this way of moving forward for a while. He only felt that the whole world had become very close. That feeling was like, it wasn't that he was moving forward, but that the distant world was actively approaching. It's like you want to go 100 meters away to get something, but you don't move, and that thing comes over by itself, and even the 100 meters of land actively shrinks. It's not the law of space, but it's like a fish in water in the dark world. Killing Saint chuckled. Aren't my shadow rules good? Darkness is my world. Even those guys from the Shadow Clan have to kneel and call me daddy when they see me. Lin Moyu could only respond that it was good, but in fact, he didn't understand it at all. Hao Saint said, rules are actually the sublimation of laws. When you reach the high-level godly venerable realm, you can feel them from the law galaxy. Remember, the law galaxy is very important. There are no shortcuts. Any shortcut is exchanging your future. Since ancient times, all those who have taken shortcuts in the law galaxy step have been unable to reach the other shore. The most recent one is Dongfangzi from the 4-star region competition. His path forward has been cut off. The highest realm he can reach in this life is the 6th rank of Godly Venerable, and he can't even reach the 7th rank. Lin Moyu was suddenly shocked. Dongfangzi had actually cut off his own path forward, which he had never expected. No wonder old Lin's attitude towards him was so bad at the time. It seems that old Lin had already seen that Dongfangzi had no future. Dongfangzi could have become a godly venerable, but he forcibly interrupted the baptism of the law galaxy, keeping himself in the little godly venerable realm. He really picked up a sesame seed and lost a watermelon, focusing on small gains and losing big ones. Lin Moyu nodded slightly. I won't do such a stupid thing. Heavenly Saint said slowly at this time, cultivation has always been about taking one step at a time. Only by taking each step firmly can you go higher and further. Lin Moyu listened to the experiences of the saints and remembered them firmly. Killing Saint's speed was too fast, not at all slower than the law of space. In just 1 hour, he had already arrived at the center of the dark void. We're here. Killing Saint stopped. We can't get any closer. We'll be sensed by it if we get any closer. At this moment, the distance from the ancient invader was still 1,000,000 kilometers. 1,000,000 kilometers is just a step away for a saint. Here, Lin Moyu could already see the ancient invader and the other shore realm beast under his seat. Heavenly Saint's body was shining with golden light, and a ball of light appeared in his hand. The ball of light was like a small star, burning and emitting light. After the ball of light left Heavenly Saint, it gradually became dim, and finally turned into a small golden ball. Take it, it will keep you safe. Heavenly Saint was very confident. Lin Moyu took the small golden ball. 3 seniors, be careful. Hao Saint nodded, I'll go first. As soon as he finished speaking, a drop of myriad colors water was crushed by him and merged with his right palm. Lin Moyu saw an ancient rune appear on his right palm. The next step, Hao Saint took a step, and suddenly appeared in front of the ancient invader like a teleport. With a palm strike, the ancient rune shone brightly. Lin Moyu only felt the entire dark void trembling, and the rules of a large area of the starry sky changed. Under the soul eye, Lin Moyu saw that the law lines in that area were all broken. The area covered by the ancient rune had become a world of rules. What exactly is Hao Saint's rule? Lin Moyu murmured. Although he had been with Hao Saint for a long time, he still didn't know what kind of rule Hao Saint had mastered. Seemingly hearing Lin Moyu's words, Heavenly Saint smiled. What he controls is the Void Realm Rule. Void Realm Rule. Lin Moyu's memory stirred, and he immediately thought of a law. Void Realm Law. A type of law in the first echelon, a peculiar law that very few people master. There is very little information about the Void Realm Law, and Lin Moyu doesn't know the detailed information. But being able to rank in the first echelon, the Void Realm Law must not be weak. How Saint comprehended the Void Realm Law, and when he reached the other shore realm, the Void Realm Law sublimated into the Void Realm Rule, how could it not be strong? The ancient rune was overwhelmingly suppressed, and the rule dispelled other laws. The ancient invader didn't move, not knowing if he was suppressed or unable to move. However, the other shore realm beast under his seat moved. The beast roared, its huge body trembled, and two red lights shot out from its eyes, directly bombarding the ancient rune. The ancient rune shone brightly, confronted the red light for half a second, shattered the red light, and continued to suppress. The tail of the other shore realm beast suddenly drew out, crossed the starry sky, and struck the ancient rune. Lin Moyu clearly saw that a rich black gas appeared on its tail. This strike contained extremely powerful darkness. The ancient rune collided with the tail, and the entire space shattered on the spot. Space turbulence raged in the starry sky, the tail of the other shore realm beast shattered on the spot, blood dripping, revealing countless bones and flesh. But the ancient rune also collapsed under the collision. How Saint raised his left palm and struck out with one palm. Void Realm, open. Lin Moyu seemed to hear the sound between heaven and earth, his entire head buzzed, and he instantly lost his mind. This state lasted for half a second before recovering. Then he saw that the eyes of the starry sky beast in the other shore realm had become dull, the red light dimmed, as if it had fallen into a deep sleep. Heavenly Saint explained, how Saint dragged the opponent into the Void Realm. It seems that he is still here, but he has actually separated from reality. The ancient invader who had been sitting on the beast and had not moved finally moved, and a pair of scarlet eyes slowly opened. At the moment he opened his eyes, a strong bloody smell permeated the starry sky, and the power of darkness suddenly skyrocketed. The sharp sword in his hand flew up by itself and slashed towards How Saint. Sword energy cut through the starry sky, and the space exploded under the sword energy. In all directions, countless dark forces crushed towards How Saint. 877. It's my turn. Heavenly Saint snorted softly, took a step, arrived first, and instantly came to How Saint's side. His whole body was shining with golden light, but his light did not spread outward, but concentrated in front of him. The golden color turned into a golden shield, blocking the sword energy. The golden shield and the sword energy were separated, making a violent roar. The sound turned into substance, and the sword energy was immediately bounced back. The ancient invader waved his sword again, cancelling each other out with the bounced back sword energy. At this time, a black shadow appeared beside him, and a dagger silently pierced into his body. Killing Saint moved, manipulating the shadow rules, his actions were silent. Used for assassination, it is even more powerful than the Shadow Clan. The dagger pierced into the body of the ancient invader, and could not move forward after only an inch. Killing Saint gave a soft shout, and the power of the rules exploded. In the violent explosion, Killing Saint flew back and disappeared instantly. A fist-sized hole was blasted out of the wound pierced by the dagger. Blood-colored lines seeped out from within, instantly filling the hole. In the blink of an eye, the hole vanished, and the wound had already healed. At that moment, the golden shield pressed down from above, its brilliance illuminating the void. The power of darkness dissipated under the golden light. The golden shield crushed space, crushed the power of darkness, seemingly wanting to crush the ancient invader as well. Watching this scene, Lin Mo suddenly thought of another law. The Law of Gold, Chapter 1754, Saint Venerable vs Ancient Invader. The Law of Gold also belongs to the first echelon. Similarly, there are not many records about the Law of Gold. It is said that the Law of Gold is both offensive and defensive, possessing extremely strong defensive power and extremely strong offensive power. It belongs to a law that integrates offense and defense. Although it is not as famous as the Law of Space, it is still in the first echelon, which is enough to prove its excellence and power. The ancient invader pointed a finger, and a long sword flew out, directly intersecting with the golden shield. Amidst the roar that shook the stars, the golden shield shattered on the spot, and the long sword also flew back, the two sides evenly matched. Lin Mo thought to himself, as expected, he suffered serious injuries, and his strength is less than 1/10 of what it was. He knew that the ancient invader's realm was actually higher than the 3 Saint Venerables. But because he was seriously injured, he can only compete with the Saint Venerables now. Space twisted, and the killing Saint Venerable appeared again. This time, his target was the other shore realm behemoth. A dagger protruded, flashing with various colors, obviously blessed with the water of myriad colors. The other shore realm behemoth, dragged into the void realm, had no reaction and was directly stabbed by the dagger. The law of shadow fully erupted on the dagger, along with the amplification brought by the water of myriad colors. Not only that, Lin Mo also felt the power of faith, which provided a second amplification. With a loud bang, the other shore realm behemoth exploded on the spot. Its body was torn apart. However, the killing Saint Venerable did not stop there. He took out another drop of water of myriad colors and blessed it on the dagger. He appeared below the behemoth's head and stabbed it with a knife. Boom! The behemoth's head exploded on the spot. The house Saint Venerable snorted lightly, the starry sky shook again, as if illusion and reality overlapped, the void realm disappeared, and the behemoth returned. But the returned behemoth no longer had a body. Lin Mo saw a lonely soul, lost in the starry sky. The killing Saint Venerable had been waiting for a long time, and the dagger pierced the soul. The other shore realm behemoth died completely. The starry sky was full of flesh and blood. The other shore realm behemoth was extremely huge, and the amount of flesh and blood was enough to fill half a star. Without his mount, the ancient invader finally stood up. He opened his hands and clenched them fiercely. In an instant, all the flesh and blood withered, and the blood within turned into blood threads, flying into his body. The originally emaciated body also became full again at this moment, and the ancient invader's aura rose sharply. The three Saint Venerable's eyes flickered, realizing that the situation seemed wrong. The ancient invader scanned the three Saint Venerables with blood-red eyes, slowly shaking his head, tisk tisk tisk. 3 came, a bit more than I expected. The flesh and blood energy of the God Venerables is too little, the Saint Venerables are not bad. Devouring the 3 of you, this Venerable's power can be restored to 10%. In your world, there shouldn't be any Supreme Venerables, right? His voice was filled with cruelty and cunning, looking at the 3 Saint Venerables with the eyes of a hunter looking at prey. As for small fries like Lin Mo, he was completely ignored. Lin Mo's heart skipped a beat. This guy is a Supreme Venerable, and everything he did was to attract the Saint Venerables. What he really wants to devour is not the flesh and blood of the God Venerables, but the other shore realm and the Saint Venerables. The next second, Lin Mo realized something was wrong again. The ancient invader seemed strong, but he was actually a bit weak. A skeleton appeared beside Lin Mo, and he switched to the undead vision at the same time. Indeed, the damage to his soul exceeds 2/3. He is actually at the end of his rope now, and won't be able to hold on for long. Through the undead vision, Lin Mo saw the ancient invader's soul. His soul was severely injured, riddled with holes, leaving only a remnant soul. And even now, his remnant soul is still deteriorating. Lin Mo's heart shook, his soul injuries are deteriorating, so he has to come out. If he can't recover from his injuries, he will die. I don't know what method he used to survive from ancient times until now, but he has finally reached his limit. At this moment, the 3 Saint Venerables' expressions were also not good-looking. They could feel the other party's power more deeply than Lin Mo. Although they all used laws, the other party's level of power was obviously higher than theirs. They also knew at this moment that they had been tricked. No matter how much flesh and blood of the God Venerables there was, it would not be enough for a Supreme Venerable to restore his former strength. What the other party really needed was the other shore realm and the flesh and blood of the Saint Venerables. At this time, Lin Mo's voice came, he is lying to you, the injuries to his soul are very serious, and they are already deteriorating, he won't be able to hold on for long. The 3 Saint Venerables heard Lin Mo's voice and looked at each other. The house Saint Venerable shouted fiercely, attack! The ancient invader looked angrily at Lin Mo and snorted heavily. Invisible power swept across the starry sky, and Lin Mo was not flustered. The bone hell instantly opened, blocking in front of him. The bone hell collapsed without suspense, and then the golden ball in Lin Mo's hand bloomed with light, forming a golden light cluster, firmly protecting Lin Mo. Lin Mo smiled, his purpose had been achieved. The bone hell was attacked, completing the marking of the ancient invader. The starry sky was full of corpses of other shore realm behemoths. Although the flesh and blood within had disappeared, the corpses were still there. Void realm, open! The sound of heaven and earth rang again, and the ancient invader instantly lost his mind. The rules of the void realm were vast and mighty, trying to pull his soul into the void realm. In the undead vision, Lin Mo clearly saw that his soul was being pulled, almost breaking. The House Saint Venerable's attack was like rubbing salt on his wound. The ancient invader let out a cry of pain, his whole body surged with blood, and countless blood threads emerged from his soul. The blood threads formed a blood-colored garment, firmly covering the soul, and his soul did not enter the void realm. A golden greatsword appeared above the heavenly Saint Venerable's head, and the golden greatsword instantly bloomed with golden flames, and the entire starry sky began to burn with golden flames. This sword is a treasure of the other shore realm. Lin Mo could see that the sword offered by the heavenly Saint Venerable was extraordinary. At the same time, 5 drops of the water of myriad colors flew out and merged into the golden greatsword. The power of faith also followed closely, making the golden greatsword even more dazzling. Chop! The sound resounded through the starry sky, the sword fell, the galaxy shattered, and the laws collapsed. Hundreds of thousands of kilometers of starry sky were completely destroyed at this moment. This sword was too powerful, and the ancient invader was unable to move, covered in flames, and could only endure this sword. He also raised the long sword in his hand, and a rich blood-color soared into the sky, colliding with the golden greatsword. With a deafening bang, Lin Mo was knocked away by the terrifying force, his ears temporarily deafened, unable to hear anything. The world had turned golden. If it weren't for the protection of the golden ball, Lin Mo knew he would already be dead. Even with his talent for resurrection, it would be useless, as he would die again in an instant, capable of dying many times over. The skeletons around him were the best example, dying instantly, reviving, and then dying again. A scream rang out, it was the voice of the ancient invader. The golden world disappeared, and his vision returned. Lin Mo saw that Killer Saint's dagger had already pierced the opponent's neck. Colorful light flowed on the dagger, blessed by the myriad colors water, making the dagger incomparably sharp. "You really thought I couldn't stab you? Explode for me!" Killer Saint roared, and the shadow rule burst forth immediately. But this time, it didn't shatter the ancient invader's body as before. Countless blood threads surged up, entangling Killer Saint's dagger. "Old killer, retreat quickly!" Holy Saint Hao shouted urgently. In the next instant, Killer Saint disappeared without a trace, abandoning the dagger. The dagger was now entangled in blood red, rapidly melting. If he had been a step slower, the blood threads would have entangled him. Holy Saint Hao pressed down with his right palm, ancient symbols shimmering, suppressing downwards. Chapter 1755. Bluffing, falling right into the trap. This battle was the most thrilling that Lin Mo had ever experienced. All previous battles seemed like childish games compared to this moment. The 3 saint sovereigns used all their means, shattering the starry sky and obliterating the laws. The power of the rules swept across millions of miles of starry sky, and everything in the starry sky was blasted into slag. Lin Mo barely managed to watch the battle thanks to the golden ball given by Heavenly Saint. Holy Saint Hao, mastering the Void Realm rule, repeatedly tried to drag the ancient invader into the Void Realm. Although he didn't succeed, it caused great trouble to the opponent's soul, severely interfering with his actions. Heavenly Saint's golden rule was extremely sharp in attack, a golden greatsword of the other shore realm, destroying stars and shattering the universe, posing the greatest threat to the ancient invader. Killer Saint was elusive, he seemed to have an endless supply of daggers, using one after another. Each attack caused damage, but the damage wasn't significant enough. This starry sky had been completely destroyed, collapsing again and again, with energy turbulence everywhere. The ancient invader manipulated the blood thread energy, fighting fiercely with the 3 saint sovereigns. He seemed to be at a slight disadvantage, but it wasn't easy to truly defeat him. The blood thread energy from the dark blood great world was extremely strange and unpredictable. With the long sword in his hand, he could even break through Rule 520. Besides, the ancient invader's physical body was also terrifyingly strong. If Killer Saint didn't use the myriad colors water, the dagger wouldn't even be able to pierce his body. Powerful body, strange power. The strong man from the dark blood great world is indeed terrifying. Back then, it was the supreme realm figures who dealt with such strongmen, but now, there are no supremes in the great world. If he recovers, the great world will suffer. Lin Mo had already seen clearly that the power of the dark blood great world was incompatible with the great world. The strongmen of the dark blood great world could devour the flesh and blood of living beings to restore and strengthen themselves. Such an existence couldn't be allowed to live. The saint sovereigns didn't want to kill him, but wanted to capture him and obtain information about the ancient times from his mouth. Ancient information was obviously important to the Saint Sovereigns. But Lin Mo had a different idea. If this kind of existence couldn't be killed, the consequences would be too great. Lin Mo held a piece of minced meat in his hand. It was from another shore realm behemoth. He knew he only had one chance. The battle became more and more intense. The three Saint Sovereigns used all their means. Their cooperation was even more perfect, not giving the ancient invader any chance. After a period of prosperity, the ancient invader's aura finally began to gradually weaken. The three were overjoyed and immediately stepped up their offensive. The ancient invader tried to break through several times, but failed. Killer Saint firmly restrained him. Heavenly Saint's golden rule ignited a golden sea of fire, trapping him like a cage. The ancient invader's aura was weakening, and the situation was becoming more and more favorable for the three Saint Sovereigns. I underestimated you. The ancient invader snorted coldly, and a blood-colored pill appeared in his hand. After hesitating for half a second, the ancient invader swallowed the pill. In an instant, his energy and blood soared, and blood-colored energy shot straight into the sky. His power was even stronger than before. He's going to escape. Stop him. Old Killer, do it. Heavenly Saint and Holy Saint House shouted in unison. Killer Saint chuckled. I've been preparing for this. Want to escape? No way. Shadow Cage. The sound of heaven and earth rang out, and the starry sky within 100,000 miles solidified instantly. Space, laws, rules, everything was frozen at this moment. The ancient invader's movements stiffened and slowed down instantly. Shadows appeared in the starry sky, appearing out of thin air, and they were gray, very peculiar. One of the huge shadows came from the ancient invader. Killer Saint stepped on the ancient invader's shadow, drawing a cage on the shadow. The shadow was stepped on by Killer Saint, and the ancient invader's body was stiff, unable to move. As the cage was drawn, the control became more and more severe. The shadow rule directly controlled the shadow. The power of the rules was so strange. At this time, Heavenly Saint threw out a large net, a golden net, also another shore realm magic weapon. The net expanded instantly, enough to cover the stars, and covered the ancient invader's head. Void Realm, open! Holy Saint Hao once again tried to drag the ancient invader into the Void Realm, with three methods working together, not giving him any chance. In the blink of an eye, the ancient invader had been firmly controlled. Lin Mo discovered something was wrong in the undead vision. After swallowing the pill, the ancient invader seemed to have a surge in aura, but his combat power didn't actually increase. This pill seemed to be a pill that could temporarily increase power, and the side effects must be great, otherwise he wouldn't have hesitated before swallowing it. But now it didn't seem to be the case. In the undead vision, countless blood threads suddenly rose in the soul. The originally broken soul seemed to heal at this moment. Then the entire soul flame turned blood-colored. The undead vision could only see gray, but through the judgment of depth, Lin Mo concluded that his entire soul world had turned blood-colored. The ancient invader's eyes were blood red. Tisk tisk tisk, you're very good, but Saint Sovereigns are still Saint Sovereigns, far from enough. You don't even know what true power is. After swallowing you, this sovereign will destroy this world. Dark Blood Realm, open. In an instant, countless dark forces surged from all directions like a tsunami. Blood-colored light bloomed from the ancient invader, forming a blood-colored world. The starry sky was enveloped in a blood color, forming a large sphere with a diameter exceeding 1 million kilometers. Outside was a thick layer of the power of darkness, while the inside was a mix of darkness and blood-colored power. The light of the golden law was concealed, the shadows disappeared, and the killing Saint Venerable shouted abruptly, he escaped the cage. Then, a rumbling sound rang out, and blood-colored sword energy flew everywhere. The heavenly Saint Venerable also whispered, he broke through the golden net. In the dark blood realm, all that could be seen was a bloody light. The three Saint Venerables immediately retreated, trying to escape this world. However, they all discovered that this world was sealed, and the power of darkness at the edge blocked them. The House Saint Venerable urged the ancient talisman, trying to shatter the dark blood realm. The dark blood realm vibrated violently, but it did not break. The three Saint Venerables gathered together, and the heavenly Saint Venerable unfolded his defense, propping up several shields to defend against any possible attacks. Lin Mo was watching the battlefield closely with his undead vision activated. After using the dark blood realm, the ancient invader's soul world became empty, and his soul was even more fragmented than before. He still wants to escape. The ancient invader never intended to attack the Saint Venerables. All his previous actions were bluffs, and his real purpose was to escape. He was difficult to kill, and the Saint Venerables were equally difficult to kill. So this choice didn't seem wrong. Suddenly, the ancient invader's soul fire rapidly magnified in his vision. He's coming for me. Lin Mo was also in the dark blood realm, and normally, he wouldn't see anything. But Lin Mo had undead vision and could see the other party's soul. Seeing the ancient invader rushing towards him, he knew that this guy wanted to kill him before escaping. After all, he was just a god king, pathetically weak. But this was exactly what he wanted. The myriad colors water flew out, 100 drops at once. All the power of faith accumulated over these days was also used up, not a single bit was left. Stellar level spell, corpse burst. Chapter 1756. Dead people are more reliable than living people. The ancient invader was very strong, surpassing Saint Venerables. If the ones who came this time were not 3 Saint Venerables, but only one, then the ending would have been as the ancient invader had hoped, being devoured of flesh and blood, turning into nourishment for his recovery. But now, facing 3 Saint Venerables, the ancient invader could only run away. But he didn't mind pinching to death a small fry like Lin Mo before running away. The myriad colors water brought out various colors, becoming the only unique color in the blood-colored world. The blood-colored world could not suppress the light of the myriad colors water. 100 drops of myriad colors water turned into bubbles, and at the same time, Lin Mo's remaining little power of faith was also used up at this moment. The ancient invader saw that this unremarkable god king raised his finger and pointed it at him. He can see me. This was his last thought. Boom. A violent explosion rushed into his head, shaking his soul. The soul world shattered in the explosion, and the soul was washed by terrifying energy. His thoughts stagnated at this moment, falling into eternal darkness. In the midst of the violent roar, the dark blood realm shattered. Lin Mo regained his vision and saw the situation in front of him. A badly mangled corpse was quietly floating in front of him. The ancient invader was blown to death. 100 drops of myriad colors water, fused with the power of faith, detonated the corpse of a beyond realm behemoth. Lin Mo didn't know how many times it had been amplified, but the power of this attack had definitely exceeded that of a Saint Venerable. If the ancient invader had chosen to escape in another direction, he might not have been able to do anything to him. But he had to escape towards him. It could only be said that he was destined to have this calamity. Having survived from ancient times until now, he died in his hands before he could even restore his former glory. What an unlucky fellow. The 3 Saint Venerables appeared in front of Lin Mo at the same time, and the killing Saint Venerable made a strange cry, "He's dead." Lin Mo nodded slightly. Wasn't this obvious? The killing Saint Venerable cried again, "You killed him." Lin Mo nodded again. This was also obvious. The killing Saint Venerable was about to speak, but the house Saint Venerable interrupted him. "Little friend Lin, you detonated the corpse of a beyond realm behemoth." Among the 3, only the house Saint Venerable knew some of Lin Mo's spells. He knew that Lin Mo had a spell that ignored realm differences. The stronger the corpse, the greater the power. Using the corpse of a beyond realm behemoth, plus the amplification of 100 drops of myriad colors water and the power of faith, it was indeed possible to kill the ancient invader. But thinking about it, it seemed a little insufficient. But the fact was right in front of him, and he had to believe it. The house Saint Venerable didn't know that Lin Mo's talent could amplify spells. The 400 times amplification might not be as good as the myriad colors water, but it wasn't much different. The stronger the corpse, the more terrifying the amplification. So under various conditions, killing the already severely injured ancient invader was not impossible. The killing Saint Venerable said, "What riddles are you two talking about?" Lin Mo explained his spell, and the killing Saint Venerable's eyes widened, and he showed that exaggerated expression again. "You mean, if I give you a Saint Venerable's corpse, you can kill me instantly?" Lin Mo didn't answer directly, but the answer was actually very clear. He really could. The killing Saint Venerable murmured in surprise, "Goodness, there are such perverted spells." The heavenly Saint Venerable was also shocked by Lin Mo's spell, but not as exaggerated as the killing Saint Venerable. He looked at the ancient invader's corpse and sighed, "It's a pity, I originally wanted to get some ancient information from him." Lin Mo had already guessed the thoughts of the 3 Saint Venerables, and couldn't help but say, "Actually, it's better to be dead. If he were alive, there might be trouble, and dead people don't lie." Dead people don't lie. These words were a little strange. The killing Saint Venerable expressed incomprehension. Shouldn't it be dead people don't talk? he was straightforward and asked directly if he didn't understand. The House Saint Venerable smiled and said, "Little friend Lin also has a spell that can revive the dead and turn them into his subordinates. Then you can ask whatever you want." The shock that the killing Saint Venerable had just put away reappeared, and it was even more exaggerated than before. "No way, there's such a spell too." Lin Mo nodded. "It's not a complete resurrection, but a resurrection in another way. There's a time limit, and when the time is up, they will also die. And with my current ability, I can't revive him, he will break free from my control." The House Saint Venerable asked, "Little friend Lin, what realm do you think you need to reach to completely control him?" Lin Mo thought for a while. "At least I have to wait until I reach the Beyond Realm. To be safe, it's best to wait until I reach the Saint Venerable." The experience in the Tulu realm was still fresh in his memory, and the revived guys were not under his control at all. Those guys were all in the Beyond Realm, and Lin Mo felt that when he reached the God Venerable realm, he would have the ability to control the Beyond Realm. In other words, the undead can control existences one level higher than themselves. Then when he reached the Beyond Realm, he might be able to control the Supreme. The Saint Venerable also belongs to the Beyond Realm, just a different name, belonging to the same great realm. But to be on the safe side, it would be better to reach the Saint Venerable realm. After all, there is only one chance, and the other party comes from the Black Blood Great World. It's hard to say whether his spell can revive him. Still, based on the experience of the Tulu realm, it should be useful. Holy Saint Venerable looked at Lin Mo Yu. "We are all waiting for the day you become a Saint Venerable. The day Lin Mo Yu becomes a Saint Venerable, perhaps the mysteries of the ancient times can be unraveled." Lin Mo Yu smiled slightly. "I will work hard. I also really want to know what exactly happened in the ancient times." Holy Saint Venerable waved his hand and collected the corpse of the ancient invader, but he did not collect the long sword left behind. He looked at Lin Mo Yu and said, "If I remember correctly, you should be lacking a good sword." Lin Mo Yu smiled. "Yes. Then take this one, let Heavenly Saint Venerable modify it for you." Holy Saint Venerable made the decision for Heavenly Saint Venerable. 0. Heavenly Saint Venerable had no objections, and reached out to touch the long sword. The long sword vibrated slightly, and a layer of golden light gradually covered it. 10 minutes later, the original dark red long sword turned into a golden long sword. It looked very arrogant, like something only a nouveau riche would use. Heavenly Saint Venerable said, "This sword comes from the Black Blood Great World, and contains a trace of the power of the Black Blood Great World. This power is useless to us. But it is extremely strong, even we can hardly destroy it. I have integrated the rules of gold into it, and sealed the power of the Black Blood Great World. Its rank is about the high level of the God Venerable realm, but its sturdiness far exceeds the God Venerable realm. When you use it, you can exert a trace of the power of the golden rules. This sword can be used for both offense and defense, so it is not bad." Lin Mo Yu was overjoyed, a high-level magic weapon of the God Venerable realm. Being able to wield the golden rules, being able to attack and defend, is already very strong. What's even better is that it is sturdy enough, so I don't have to take a sword from the skeleton god general every time. It's not good to snatch the sword from my subordinates too many times. Lin Mo Yu smiled and said, "Thank you, Saint Venerable." Heavenly Saint Venerable waved his hand. "Compared to what you have done, these are nothing. Just the ancestral water ancient well that Lin Mo Yu gave, its value is already unknown. Taking a sword is actually nothing." Holy Saint Venerable said, "If you have any other requests, you can make them, we will try our best to satisfy them." At this time, Lin Mo Yu looked at Killing Saint Venerable. "Can I trouble Senior Killing to send me to Vermilion Bird Battlefield? I want to find Senior Zhu Chi Wu." 4. Chapter 1757. Do you want to hear the truth or a lie? In the dark void, Killing Saint Venerable's speed is faster than the Starfield teleportation array. It only took half a day to rush out of the dark void. The path chosen by Killing Saint Venerable does not pass through the White Tiger Starfield. Instead, it directly bypasses the central Divine City Starfield and goes directly to the Vermilion Bird Starfield. Then, from the Vermilion Bird Starfield's teleportation array, go to the Vermilion Bird Battlefield. In the dark void, Killing Saint Venerable's speed is faster than the Starfield teleportation array. Even after leaving the dark void, Killing Saint Venerable's speed is still amazing, not slower than the teleportation array. He doesn't even need to rely on flying magic weapons, he can just rely on the rules of shadow, and follow the dark areas with no light along the way. 2 days later, Lin Mo Yu arrived at the Vermilion Bird Starfield. Killing Saint Venerable sent Lin Mo Yu to the Vermilion Bird Starfield and then turned to leave. Before leaving, he did not forget to remind him to cultivate heart and not be distracted. Obviously, the Saint Venerables are very concerned about the ancient events. Feeling the familiar, 520, aura, Lin Mo Yu's memories stirred. He remembered what happened when he just left the small world, it seemed like it was yesterday. At that time, he was only a transcendent god realm, not even a true god, but in the blink of an eye, he has become a god king. He has killed many god kings, and also killed many god venerables. From an unknown young man, he has become a genius praised by the world. All the changes seem to be in the past. He thought of Ji Yu Qingzan, this beautiful and refined woman. As a personal disciple of God Venerable, she has her own pride. Her aptitude is not bad, her cultivation is steady, and she dreams of entering the divine city. With Ji Yu Qingzan's ability, entering the divine city is inevitable, it's just a matter of sooner or later. He also thought of Ren Chang. Ren Chang is considered one of his friends, he has a forthright personality, but he is a bit funny. After this is over, I can come back and have a drink with Ren Chang. As for Ji Yu Qingzan, whether or not I can meet her depends on fate. Lin Mo Yu has a peaceful state of mind, and does not deliberately pursue anything. If there is fate, they will naturally meet. The teleportation array was activated, and after several transfers, Lin Mo Yu re-entered the Vermilion Bird battlefield. Each battlefield has its own unique aura. The aura of the Black Tortoise battlefield is completely different from the Vermilion Bird battlefield. The familiar aura rushed towards him, once again evoking memories. He experienced a lot here, from a true god to a god king, and spent a very important stage. Here, Zhu Qiwu helped him a lot. For Lin Mo Yu, Zhu Qiwu is not only a respectable senior, but also half of his teacher. Without Zhu Qiwu, his cultivation would not have been so smooth. Returning the favor, as soon as Lin Mo Yu obtained the inheritance of the Shattered Star rules, he immediately wanted to find Zhu Qiwu, and didn't even think about returning to the Divine City. Following the beacon forward, the No. 1 fortress of the Vermilion Bird battlefield came into view. Entering the fortress, Lin Mo Yu re-obtained a battlefield badge. Holding the familiar battlefield badge, Lin Mo Yu sent a message to Zhu Qiwu, telling him that he had arrived. After waiting for a few minutes, Lin Mo Yu did not receive a response. This was somewhat beyond his expectations. Normally, Zhu Qiwu should be able to receive his message. And he said that he would not leave the battlefield for the time being. Even if he left the battlefield, as long as there is a human emperor network, he can receive the message, at least he would tell himself. After waiting for a few more minutes, Lin Mo Yu did not continue to wait, and sent another message. This time he quickly received a response, and then immediately rushed to the trading center. In the trading center, Lin Mo Yu familiarly entered the backyard and saw the familiar pavilion. In the pavilion, Yu Zhu stood tall and graceful. Familiar people, familiar tea, familiar layout, everything has not changed. How familiar is this picture, as if time has turned back to a few years ago, overlapping with the past in memory. It's not completely unchanged. Yu Zhu's eyes are flowing, with uncontrollable excitement, and her smile is extremely bright. Captain, you are finally back, do you miss me? Yu Zhu is still so beautiful. A few short years will not leave any marks on her body. Since that mission, Captain has been Yu Zhu's title for Lin Mo Yu, and it will not change. Lin Mo Yu first took a sip of tea, it was still the Ice Clan's iced tea, clear and sweet. Something came up. Yu Zhu rolled her eyes at Lin Mo Yu and said coquettishly, Captain, that's not good. Tell the truth. Lin Mo Yu fully demonstrated the characteristics of a straight steel man, and it was indeed the truth. Yu Zhu snorted softly, Captain, can't you say something nice, like you miss me or something? Lin Mo Yu threw the question back to Yu Zhu, do you want to hear the truth or a lie? Yu Zhu tilted her head and suddenly thought of how to answer, I want to hear the truth and also want to hear a lie, anyway, I just like to hear good words. Lin Mo Yu chuckled, the truth is, I really have something to come back for, to find Senior Zhu Qiwu, and also to see you. Yu Zhu's smile became brighter again, it doesn't matter if you miss me or not, anyway, it's good that Captain still remembers me. Lin Mo Yu chuckled, I won't forget, no matter what, we are also comrades in arms. 0 inches. Yu Zhu poured tea for Lin Mo Yu. Captain, you said, you want to find Garrison Chief Zhu. Lin Mo Yu nodded. I sent a message but didn't get a reply. Senior Zhu Qiwu should still be in the battlefield. Do you know any specific information? Yu Zhu shook her head. For figures like Garrison Chief Zhu, his information is generally kept secret by the military. It's difficult for us to find out. However, a few months ago, we received news that Senior Zhu seems to have left Fortress Number 10. Let me check if there's any latest news. Yu Zhu contacted the Imperial Network to search for the latest news. The Yu family has its own intelligence system, and their intelligence system seems to have some connection with the Shu family. Anyway, the ancestors of both families are experts in the other shore realm, so it's normal for them to share intelligence. Several minutes later, Yu Zhu left the Imperial Network. There is indeed news, but it's already a month old. Guardian Zhu left Fortress Number 10 9 months ago and has been appearing in various areas, assassinating divine venerables of various races. In just 8 months, more than 300 divine venerables have been killed by Guardian Zhu, including 50 high-level divine venerables. A month ago, Guardian Zhu last appeared in War Zone Number 10, and then disappeared. Lin Mo Yu listened to the intelligence and began to think. Why did Zhu Qiwu suddenly take action and kill a large number of divine venerables? With Zhu Qiwu's combat power, killing some divine venerables is not difficult, but why didn't he kill them before, and only now did he take action? Lin Mo Yu recalled what Zhu Qiwu had said before. Zhu Qiwu said that he was going to do something big, and he said this when he was 5.8 halfway into the other shore. Lin Mo Yu also thought of what happened shortly after Zhu Qiwu came to the battlefield. There was once a strong enemy from another race who killed many human divine venerables. Until he met Zhu Qiwu, he was repelled by Zhu Qiwu. That battle once caused a sensation. That alien divine venerable was very powerful, and several human high-level divine venerables died at his hands. Zhu Qiwu later mentioned to himself unintentionally that although the opponent was repelled in that battle, Zhu Qiwu himself was also injured. One line after another was connected by Lin Mo Yu, and he roughly guessed what Zhu Qiwu had been doing these past few months. Lin Mo Yu understood a little, but was not very sure. Would the military know more? Yu Zhu nodded. They should. Do you want me to ask? Lin Mo Yu shook his head. No need, I'll ask myself. After I'm done, I'll find you for tea and sell some things by the way. Chapter 1758. When killing is the guide, and blood becomes the road. Leaving the trading center, Lin Mo Yu sent a message to Ke Yuan Jun, saying that he had something to talk about. At the same time, Lin Mo Yu went to where the teleportation array was located. Ke Yuan Jun quickly responded and came immediately. Ke Yuan Jun did not dare to neglect Lin Mo Yu. As a Legion commander, he received far more information than others. Not to mention the relationship between Lin Mo Yu and Zhu Qiwu, his disciple still had to rely on Lin Mo Yu for treatment. Even the things Lin Mo Yu did after leaving the battlefield would occasionally reach his ears. No matter what the reason, he did not dare to neglect a super genius like Lin Mo Yu. Lin Mo Yu had just arrived at the teleportation array when Ke Yuan Jun arrived. The moment Ke Yuan Jun saw Lin Mo Yu, his body trembled slightly. For some reason, he felt a powerful pressure emanating from Lin Mo Yu. Although he was only a divine king, he was even stronger than a divine venerable. This was a feeling he had, an intuition as a soldier. Lin Mo Yu went straight to the point. Commander Ke, do you know where Senior Zhu has gone? Ke Yuan Jun's expression changed. Are you here to find Guardian Zhu? Lin Mo Yu nodded. I can't contact Senior Zhu. I learned some information from the Yu family, but I don't know the more detailed situation. Ke Yuan Jun said, let's go to Fortress Number 10, we'll talk about the specifics when we get there. As he spoke, Ke Yuan Jun picked up his battlefield badge and quickly operated it a few times, opening up access to Fortress Number 10 for Lin Mo Yu. Fortress Number 10 is not a place you can go to if you want to. You need the corresponding permissions. The two activated the teleportation array and headed towards Fortress Number 10. Myriad streams of light flashed past, and standing in the passage of the teleportation array, Lin Mo Yu's face was a little gloomy. Although Ke Yuan Jun didn't say anything, Ke Yuan Jun's reaction made him feel that something was wrong. If there was nothing wrong, Ke Yuan Jun would have just said it directly. There was no need to be like this. The two were silent along the way, and the atmosphere was a little oppressive. Ke Yuan Jun originally wanted to get closer to Lin Mo Yu, but seeing Lin Moyu's solemn face, he consciously closed his mouth. The teleportation ended in silence and oppression, and the two arrived at Fortress No. 10. In front of the teleportation array, a middle-aged man in a white robe was already waiting. Kei Yuan-jun immediately introduced, "This is the Legion commander of Fortress No. 10, Murong Tuo." Lin Moyu bowed slightly, "Greetings, Commander Murong. Can you tell me what happened?" Murong Tuo had already received the information sent by Kei Yuan-jun in advance. He also knew that Lin Moyu had a close relationship with Zhu Qiwu, and that Lin Moyu was also an honorary soldier with the rank of captain, so he did not hide anything. "Guardian Zhu has gone to the core of the battlefield." Lin Moyu frowned. He had been there. "What is Senior Zhu doing there?" Murong Tuo asked. "Captain Lin, do you know about the Other Shore Blood Road?" Lin Moyu was slightly stunned. "I have never heard of it." Murong Tuo explained to Lin Moyu what the Other Shore Blood Road was. To step onto the other shore, one must use killing as a guide and blood as a road. Among the Other Shore Realm experts of various races, there is a tacit rule that Other Shore Realm experts cannot easily take action. So on the surface, divine venerables have become the strongest force. Most people don't even know that Other Shore Realm experts exist. But people like Zhu Qiwu, who are halfway into the Other Shore, surpassing divine venerables but not truly Other Shore, are not restricted. As long as they don't kill their way into other people's homes, the Other Shore Realm experts of other races will not interfere in places like the battlefield. Therefore, once such a figure appears in each race, they will take the opportunity to assassinate the divine venerables of other races. They call this the Other Shore Blood Road, using the blood of enemies to irrigate their path to the other shore, becoming a road to the heavens. 1,000 years ago, not long after Zhu Qiwu came to the battlefield, he encountered such a figure. At that time, it was a peak divine venerable of the demon race, halfway into the other shore, killing in all directions. Dozens of human divine venerables were killed, including several high-level divine venerables. In the end, he found Zhu Qiwu, wanting to kill Zhu Qiwu, the human guardian. After a great battle, he was repelled by Zhu Qiwu, and Zhu Qiwu was also seriously injured, and it took hundreds of years to recover. It is unclear who won or lost in this battle, but Zhu Qiwu said that he did not lose. After 1,000 years, now it is Zhu Qiwu's turn to step into the other shore, recreating the Other Shore Blood Road. In recent months, Zhu Qiwu has been traveling to various areas of the battlefield, killing one divine venerable after another. This time, he went to the core of War Zone No. 10. The reason was a piece of intelligence that several peak divine venerables of various races joined forces to try to reverse kill Zhu Qiwu and prevent him from reaching the other shore. No matter which race, even races that have no grudges against the human race, do not want another Other Shore Realm expert in the human race. There is no hatred today, but that does not mean there will be no hatred in the future. After listening to Murong Tuo's words, Lin Moyu said in a deep voice, "Commander Murong, do you know where this information came from?" Murong Tuo thought for a while. Guardian Zhu didn't say, but he mentioned it unintentionally, saying that it was given by someone named Old Shu. Old Shu, the Shu family. Lin Moyu understood, this information came from the Shu family. Zhu Qiwu was born in Divine City, so it's normal for him to have contact with the Shu family. The Shu family is also the largest intelligence information family of the human race, on par with the Yu family, and many of the Yu family's information also comes from the Shu family. Just look at the Guanxi Hall in Divine City to see one or two. After Zhu Qiwu obtained the Shu family's information, he would definitely not suspect it was false, and then he went. He went for a month and did not return. Something must have happened. One must see the person alive, and the corpse when dead. Lin Mo decided to go and see for himself. But before going, he needed to do some preparations. To ambush Zhu Qiwu, he would need at least a peak god venerate. Lin Mo was clear about his own strength, and to deal with a peak god venerate, he needed some preparation. He immediately activated the teleportation array and returned to Fortress No. 1. He communicated with the Human Emperor Network, opened the Quartermaster Warehouse. He still had 3 Quartermaster points, plus 16 contribution points. With his current realm level, he could exchange for most God King realm items. If he added the contribution points, he could even get God Venerate realm items. The Human Emperor Network sent a corresponding prompt. Opening the Quartermaster Warehouse consumes 1 Quartermaster point, which is irreversible. Please confirm whether to open it. Open it. Lin Mo moved his mind and confirmed the opening. Opening the quartermaster warehouse for you, quartermaster points have been deducted. A huge warehouse appeared before Lin Mo's eyes. The warehouse had the starry sky as its background, and all the treasures were placed in the starry sky, like stars in the sky. Each treasure had a name on it. After making a selection, he could also obtain detailed descriptions of the treasure, including its level, purpose, and usage. This was the second time opening the quartermaster warehouse, so Lin Mo was no stranger to this scene, and he knew what he needed. The dazzling array of treasures before him were all God King realm items. Lin Mo glanced at them and stopped looking. He said aloud, "Consume 4 contribution points." As soon as he finished speaking, the Human Emperor Network sent another prompt. Your realm is God King realm, the exchange limit is high-level God Venerate realm. Opening the exchange requires using 3 contribution points. Confirm using 4 contribution points. Lin Mo wasn't stupid, and immediately said, "Consume 3 contribution points." Consume 3 contribution points, which is irreversible. Please confirm whether to consume. Consume. As soon as he finished speaking, 3 contribution points were deducted, and the God King treasures in front of him rippled like water, and then disappeared. Immediately afterwards, new treasures appeared, and powerful auras rushed towards him. Chapter 1759. Prepare weapons, prepare to kill. Consuming 3 contribution points directly increased the level of the treasures. God Venerate realm magical treasures were too powerful and rare, and there were many restrictions. With his God King realm cultivation, using 1 contribution point, he could directly see low-level God Venerate realm magical treasures and materials. For example, the Belief Avatar Mirror was a low-level God Venerate realm magical treasure. Using 2 contribution points, he could see mid-level God Venerate realm magical treasures and materials. And using 3 contribution points, he could see high-level God Venerate realm magical treasures and materials. A subtle and chaotic sound rang in his ears. It was the sound of the artifact spirits discussing and talking, but they seemed to be restricted in some way, and their voices were very soft. While Lin Mo was looking at the treasures, the artifact spirits of these treasures were also looking at Lin Mo. With the improvement of his strength and realm, Lin Mo's knowledge had far surpassed what it used to be. He now clearly realized that he was in a state between reality and illusion. The quartermaster warehouse was real, and what he saw was also real, but he himself was virtual. The artifact spirits in the quartermaster warehouse could see him. He could also see them, but he couldn't touch them. This feeling was very magical. Each item had a corresponding description. Lin Mo skipped all the magical treasures, as these magical treasures were of no use to him. For soul attacks, he had the soul shooting bow. For normal magical treasures, he had the golden sword. For transportation, he had the golden eagle God Venerate mount. Lin Mo was very wealthy, surpassing most God Venerates, and he didn't need to exchange for magical treasures at all. This time, he opened the quartermaster warehouse to exchange for materials. There were too many things in the warehouse, so Lin Mo didn't waste time looking for them one by one, but directly said, "Show the corpses of star beasts." The corpses of star beasts were also a kind of material. What Lin Mo could see now were all high-level God Venerate realm materials, at least high-rank God Venerate realm star beast corpses. There were tens of millions of types of star beasts, and their corpses had different uses as materials. Some God Venerate rank 7 star beasts, when used as materials, were even better than God Venerate rank 9 star beasts. But Lin Mo didn't care about these. He only looked at the level and the vitality. Most of the treasures in front of him disappeared, leaving only 100 or so corpses. These corpses were all complete, and were shrouded in spatial formations, so they didn't look big. But once they left the spatial formations, they would reveal their true forms, and their sizes would become very huge. Lin Mo immediately found the corpse he needed. The corpse of the stellar fire vine. Realm before death. God Venerate rank 9. Main use. Its corpse is suitable for refining whip-type magical treasures, and is the main material for the high-level God Venerate realm magical treasure, the Yang Fire Whip. Other uses. The main material for refining the Blazing Fire Pill, and also an auxiliary material for many fire attribute pills. Lin Mo read the description and silently added, also a good material for corpse explosion. The reason why he chose the corpse of the stellar fire vine was very simple, because it was a plant-based God Venerate rank 9 star beast. It was common knowledge that plant-based star beasts had the strongest vitality in the same realm. And the power of corpse explosion was closely related to the vitality of the corpse before its death. The stronger the vitality, the stronger the power of corpse explosion. After choosing the stellar fire vine, Lin Mo opened the quartermaster warehouse for the second time, also consuming 3 contribution points, and exchanged for another God Venerate rank 9 star beast corpse. The star beast exchange this time was called the sun-swallowing beast, and its vitality was also very powerful. He had 3 quartermaster points, and he had 1 point left. Lin Mo did not use them all. He had 16 contribution points, and he used 6 points, leaving 10 points. Then he waited quietly. After the exchange was completed, he could not leave. The Human Emperor Network would send the exchanged items as quickly as possible. Lin Mo waited in Fortress Number 1 for half a day, and a warship flew directly to deliver the items to Lin Mo. The 2 corpses were placed in 2 separate storage magical treasures. With these 2 corpses, Lin Mo had confidence in his heart. Even if he faced a peak god Venerate, he could kill them instantly. And the corpses of the 2 star beasts were just the fuse. The peak god Venerate who was killed would become a new weapon. Let's go. Lin Mo did not delay and activated the teleportation array again. After repeated teleportation, half a day later, Lin Mo returned to Fortress Number 10. Murong Tuo and Commander K Yuanjin were still waiting. They seemed to be discussing something, and both of them looked solemn. After Lin Mo returned, the 3 of them did not say a word of nonsense and went directly to the forward base. Murong Tuo personally activated the teleportation array for Lin Mo and sent Lin Mo away. He was the commander, and he could not go out easily. Especially when Zhu Qiwu was not around, he had to guard here. K Yuanjin was the same. With his strength, it would be suicide to go, so there was no need to seek death. Lin Mo left on the teleportation array, and Murong Tuo whispered, "Colonel Lin is a true genius." K Yuanjin naturally agreed with Murong Tuo's words, but he was also a little worried, but Colonel Lin is only a god king after all. If even Lord Junshou is in danger, I'm afraid Colonel Lin will also be in danger if he goes. Murong Tuo showed a mysterious smile. Some things are hard to say. According to the information from the old ancestor of the family, Colonel Lin is on equal footing with those few in God City. K Yuanjin was incredulous. Those few? You're not joking, are you? Murong Tu shook his head. Do you think I'm joking? If it weren't for this, why would I have agreed to let Commandant Lin go? You need to know, there are at least peak god venerables over there, and more than just one. K Yuanjin naturally knew this, so, Commandant Lin at least has the strength to compete with a peak god venerable. Murong Tu pondered for a few seconds, then said uncertainly, according to what the old ancestor of my family implied, Commandant Lin should have a trump card, and judging from his appearance, he has made ample preparations. In any case, I hope Commandant Lin and Lord Junshou can return safely. Now that things have come to this, the 2 can only wish Lin Mo Yu and Zhu Qiwu well. After the teleportation ended, Lin Mo Yu appeared in the dim starry sky. Using the faint starlight, Lin Mo Yu found the corresponding direction, summoned the golden eagle god Venerable Nuohao Mount, and flew towards the core area. Under the spatial leap, the speed quickly reached 100 million kilometers per second. Lin Mo Yu held a formation plate in his hand. This formation plate could sense Zhu Qiwu's battlefield token within a range of 1 million kilometers. Time passed by, and Lin Mo Yu activated his undead vision, searching for his target. Here, using soul flames to guide is better than using the undead eyes of the other shore realm. The closer he got to the core area, the more soul flames appeared in his sight. Each soul flame represents a star giant beast. The star giant beasts were scattered in the starry sky, seemingly sleeping. Through the soul flames, one could judge the strength of their masters, most of whom were god venerable 1st or 2nd level. The closer he got to the core area, the stronger the star giant beasts became. Bang! As if hitting an invisible wall, the golden eagle god venerable mount suddenly braked sharply, interrupting the spatial leap. Chapter 1760. What if it's like finding a needle in the sea? The spatial leap was interrupted, and Lin Mo Yu looked at the starry sky in front of him. The starry sky in front of him was blocked, using something similar to a space-locking formation, which caused the spatial leap to fail. Lin Mo Yu also knew that he had not searched in the wrong direction, and Zhu Qiwu should be here. He had already entered the core area. Although he had not yet reached the central area, he could already feel the aura of the core area. His soul felt a slight burning sensation. In the core area, the soul of the divine beast vermilion bird was there, as well as that egg. The starry sky was very large and the range was wide. The sealed space might exceed hundreds of millions of kilometers. Moreover, it was a three-dimensional hundreds of millions of kilometers. If some hidden treasures or formations were added, it would be like finding a needle in a haystack to find Zhu Qiwu in such a large space. Lin Moyu believed that those guys must have prevented the human race from rescuing Zhu Qiwu in order to deal with him. It was only natural to hide, and even the battlefield token might be shielded, making it impossible to find it with a search formation. However, what was extremely difficult for others was not difficult for Lin Moyu. A massive number of skeletons appeared in the starry sky. In order to find Zhu Qiwu 637 as soon as possible, Lin Moyu was not stingy and summoned a full 10 million skeleton god generals. The skeleton god generals turned into streams of light and flew in all directions. Lin Moyu stood still, waiting for news from the skeleton god generals. At the same time, he also connected to the undead vision, searching for his target together. One star giant beast after another was discovered, and the skeleton god generals kept sending messages. Lin Moyu switched his undead vision and saw one soul flame after another. The closer he got to the core, the more star giant beasts there were, and the stronger they were. However, these star giant beasts were busy absorbing the vermilion bird's energy and didn't care about the passing skeleton god generals. It is said that star giant beasts have a sense of territory, and any outsider who steps into their territory will attract their attacks. But obviously there was no such problem here. Even if the skeleton god generals flew past only 100 kilometers away from the star giant beasts did not react at all. It seemed that as long as you didn't disturb them, they would be too lazy to pay attention to you. Except for the constant burning sensation in his soul, as if there was a sound of flames burning, the entire starry sky was extremely silent. Lin Moyu was very patient. He believed that Zhu Qiwu would not die so easily. The greatest possibility was that he was trapped somewhere. Half a day later, Lin Moyu had determined that the blocked area was approximately 1 billion kilometers in diameter. The meaning of space blockade is to trap Zhu Qiwu and prevent him from escaping. After all, Zhu Qiwu has a special warship that can explode with combat power comparable to the other shore realm in a short period of time, and it also has amazing speed. But everything has two sides. Space blockade will also expose their location. Once the area is determined, then the rest is simple. No matter which method is used to block the space, the blockade will spread outward from the center point. Now it is no exception. Lin Moyu only needs to find the center point of this area. The golden eagle god Venerable mount turned into a golden light and rushed over. Just half an hour later, Lin Moyu arrived at the center point of the blockade. The center point was pitch black and there was nothing. This place was not far from the core area, and the nearby star giant beasts had reached the god Venerable 5th level. They still did not react to Lin Moyu's arrival. The undead vision did not find anything. Lin Moyu's soul moved and he activated the soul eye. The world in his eyes changed and lines of law appeared. The lines of law are continuous and will not change without external interference. The entire great world operates under the interlacing of the lines of law. But in the center position, the lines of law were distorted. Several laws were obviously disturbed by external forces, and their trajectories had changed. In a fixed position, some lines of law disappeared, as if passing through an invisible and real object, and then reappeared. This object was about 1 meter in diameter. Kata. Finally found it. It really is an independent space. Lin Moyu said softly. In a three-dimensional spherical area with a diameter of 1 billion kilometers, finding an independent space with a diameter of only 1 meter is more difficult than finding a needle in a haystack. Now Lin Moyu has two methods. One is to find a way to enter this independent space, and the other is to break it and let it return to reality. Not knowing what the situation is inside the space, Lin Moyu will naturally not rush in to take risks. He chose the simplest and most brutal method, directly smashing it. A large number of skeleton god generals came from all directions, surrounding the area with a diameter of only 1 meter, layer upon layer. Then, the pure white sword energy illuminated the dim starry sky. All the sword energy accurately fell into the area with a diameter of only 1 meter. The starry sky exploded suddenly, and the bright light, like a newly born star, illuminated this starry sky. An invisible force, carrying violent spatial fluctuations, spread outward like a tsunami. The silence was shattered, and many nearby star giant beasts looked over as if awakened. Their eyes were unkind, as if blaming Lin Moyu for disturbing them, and at the same time issuing warnings. Lin Moyu ignored them. Like the star giant beasts, as long as they don't provoke him, he won't care about them. If they make the first move, he doesn't mind killing them. Their flesh and blood can be sold for money and used as a snack with wine, which are all good choices. Lin Moyu stared closely at the center of the explosion. The independent space was shattered and was about to return to the real world. Figures and scenery were shaking in front of him, becoming real from the virtual. There are quite a few people. Lin Moyu saw no less than 10 people. In the undead vision, one soul flame after another emerged, and at the same time, a huge aura permeated out. All of them were peak god Venerable auras. The starry sky was trembling, as if it could not withstand the pressure. In the aura, Lin Moyu also felt a trace of the power of rules. It was a very weak power of rules, incomparable to the other shore realm, and even more different from the Holy Venerable. The independent space and the real world merged, and whether it was people or scenery, they were rapidly becoming larger and returning to normal. Lin Mo stood millions of miles away, watching quietly, while searching for Zhu Qiwu's whereabouts. Who is it? Courting death. Amidst angry roars, someone was the first to fly out of the independent space, carrying a touch of golden light. It was a divine venerable from the Golden Eagle clan. His speed was extremely fast, and he instantly rushed into the real world. Greeting him was the sword energy attack of the skeleton divine general, dense and pure white sword energy, occupying his entire field of vision. His whole body shone with golden light. The golden light turned into armor, blocking all the sword energy. The skeleton divine general was only at the second rank of divine venerable. Compared to the peak divine venerable, there was too much difference in level. You are courting death. The Golden Eagle clan divine venerable roared. His wings shook, scattering 10,000 rays of golden light. The golden light turned into a rain of swords, instantly killing thousands of skeleton divine generals. The independent space finally merged with the real world, and Lin Mo could finally see Zhu Qiwu at this moment. Found him.